guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the Tottenham fan call-in show alongside co-host Jack Kinnicky. And we have a lot to get through today. Look, the cancelled game yesterday. What's your thoughts on it? Very, very annoying. Look, Burnley did say that they had the underground heating on. BBC reported they don't even have underground heating, but they also had the sprinklers on, and we all know what happens with sprinklers and the cold temperatures. Makes the pitch very icy, so it is a bit counterproductive. So what's your thoughts on that? Reportedly, Conte has only spoke to Bergwijn twice since his arrival, and Bergwijn is rumoured to be moving to Ajax in a 27 million deal. So what's your thoughts on that? And just general, who do you want to go and who do you want to keep this January transfer window? But first of all, Jacko, my man, how are you keeping?
Keeping quite well, David, actually. You know, looking forward to getting to see what the Harris Army has to say, especially since there was no match at all. Maybe we'll dive into the conspiracy theories of Burnley not wanting to play us. Maybe we'll dive into this Bergwijn situation, which I will say maybe I'm secretly a bit excited by if the rumors are true. And honestly, you know, we'll see what we have to talk about. I think they can always find, you know, definitely a bit of news, definitely a bit of something to talk about, you know, in places that we never would have thought. But always looking forward to this, Dave. It's always nice to just chillax, hang out with the Harris Army.
No, we definitely are. And look, I do apologise. I would have put out a show on that yesterday, but once it was cancelled, look, other things got in the way and that. So, you know, here we are today with the fan show anyway, and we'll have a show. We'll be on at 9:30 every night this week as well. We have a lot to cover this week. And we'll also be dropping a show on Harry Winks on Friday as well. A bit like the fall of Dele Alli. So if you enjoyed that, that's definitely for you. But look, Jack, as always, you know, it is our favourite time of the week. We do get to speak to the guests. We do have plenty of them to come on, as we always do over here at the Irish Hotspur, which is great. You know, it's one big family. But let's see who's in the chat with us tonight. First of all, actually, before I get to Killing Kelly, Chris used his free super chat for being a member for 7 months, and he used it to say, big up, everyone. Smash the like and get your super chats in. Support the Harris Army. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you flat cap army. Come on, you Harris Army. Big up, Chris. Very generous of you to use your super chat for that. Absolutely, really appreciate it, my man. What an absolute legend. We have Ben Kaufman, and he also recognises Chris as well with the super chat. Big up, Ben. Alfie Goslin, if you can, on the first of the first 22 or the 22nd, I don't know. I know what it is anyway. Join Josh, the Tottenham guy. He was doing a 24-hour live stream for the Cosmic Charity. It's for a great cause, raising €500 more. So please join on his channel. Oh, no, I will. I will be on that, Alfie. Don't worry. I've been in contact with Josh about it. Tottenham Tantrum Gold. As well, actually, I was going to say I was looking to maybe do a bit of a Christmas drive, you know, for toys for kids in sick hospitals and stuff like that. I don't know how to go about it. If there's anyone out there that knows and could help with something like that, put me in contact with the right people to be able to put it together, that would be absolutely awesome. Tottenham Tantrum Gold says, ladies and gentlemen, it is the main event of the evening. In the blue corner, from Seattle, Jack Statsman Kinnicky, and from Kildare, introduce the undisputed Spurs fan, Iron David Irish Hotspur Harris. That's what I'm talking about. What a man. And he says, come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Spurs. And he also sent in a super chat. Big up, Dermot. Really appreciate it, my man. He says, we need to sell Dele, Sanchez, Davies, and Doherty and co. Couldn't agree more, Dermot. I could not agree more. I mean, they're just holding us back at this point. Big up, Dermot. Really appreciate the support, brother. Brad Matthews, it's Monday night, and that can only mean one thing. That's for sure, Brad. That is for sure. You tell him what it means, my man. It means, what it does mean is you get to hear Brad Matthews in his finest hour every single Monday. Absolutely love it. Sue Smith, all of them, their bottle jobs, the lot of them. Evening all, hope to find you well. Hashtag Harris Army. She wants them all gone. She wants them all
Big
gone.
Up, Sue.
Love it. Big up, Sue. And I hope you are keeping well as well. I do hope you're keeping okay. So big yourself up. D-Trex Kane, big up everyone. Hope we get the best transfer window. Some talent we should be looking at. Jose Gaya, Sofiane Diop, Calvin Phillips, Dennis Mann, Marin Satriano, and Manar Solomon and Sar. Yeah, first of all, the reason why I paused is because I know what goes around on YouTube. People putting these I'm going to say ridiculous, but they are quite funny. I know they're childish, but they're quite funny. I'm trying my best not to be caught with them. But no, I do know some of them players, DJX Kane, and definitely the only one I would say is take out Calvin Phillips. He's Harry Winks with a man bun. That's all he is. The regular says, evening, everyone. Big yourself up, the regular. I hope you're keeping well. Celery agents in the house, my man. I hope you're keeping well as well. DMT85, evening, guys. Come on, you Spurs. DMT, I hope you're keeping well. I see the membership beside your badge. The same as Celery Agent, the same as the regular as well. Guys, make sure you hit that hit the link in the community section if you do want to come on and have your say. I would like to put some more faces to some of these names. I think, look, we between engaging with each other in the chat and all this, I think we know each other enough for you guys to get on and have your say. Come on, you know we're good guys. Get on and have your say. I'm just going to call him Constantine. That's what I'm going to call you. Constantine, big yourself up. Hope you're keeping well. Who else have we got in the house? We've got Georgie. Big up, everyone. Come on, Conte. Unleash Stevie B.
Big up, George.
Big up, George. I hope you're keeping well. James Watson, what's up, chat? Big up, David and Jack. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, James boy. Big up. I hope you are keeping well, my man. We have the Truth Set You Free. Big up, everyone. Hope you're all doing great. The Truth, my man. It's good to see you. We are doing great, and I hope you're doing great, and I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving, my man. Big yourself up, brother. We have Derek Hutchinson. Big up, David and Jack. My man, Derek, how are things? I hope you are keeping well. I hope you're having a good evening. Paro Miguel Escobardo, good evening, fam. Vamos Spurs. Big yourself up, Paro, tuning all the way from Lagos. What a guy. Hope you're keeping well, and I hope you're having a good day, Paro. Who else have we got? We've got Cody Mack. Cody Mack, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, ladies. Big up, Cody Mack. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're enjoying yourself this fine Monday. My man, I hope you're keeping well. And hopefully, you have a couple of hours away with the kids and you can get on one of these days, my man. Do get in contact, though, and let me know when you're free. We'll get you on. Stephen Cartwright says, get the deal done before they change their mind. I couldn't agree more. Wrap them up. Put a nice big bow around that box and send them over. A nice big Christmas present. Shamu Van Spurs, smash the like button, get those super chats in, and hit that subscribe button. New Harris Army members, the road to 5K is on. Come on, you Harris Army.
Nearly there.
Army. Big up, Shamu. Big up, Shamu. I really appreciate that, my man. Phil, Mr. Letis is in the house, all ready for a great week, rounding off at Norwich. Nick us off already when I get home. Absolutely love it. No, it definitely is. It's definitely red panty night anyway, because I could definitely see us putting in a few in that game, my man. Big yourself up. We have Dave Tyson. Evening, lads. Big up, Davey. Remember the Dave Army. I hope you're keeping well. Spurs 72. Evening, Jack and David. Evening, chat. Burnley were scared of us. That's exactly it, my man. That's why they got off. That's why they turned the sprinklers on and everything, my man. They're absolutely petrified. And they had a heap of players out as well. So, that's why they've done it. I'm glad you can see it.
All too convenient. All too convenient for the Burnley.
I have to say, I was watching Ben and Sim there. They were talking about it, and I mean, Sim was absolutely great, and I was absolutely loving it. It was brilliant. David says, hi, lads, tuning in from the airport. Special thanks to Jack for showing us around. Top man.
Big up, David. Hopefully you have a good, safe flight home back to LA. It was good hanging out with him, David. I got plenty of coffees, had so many coffees. I was practically twitching at one stage with the guy. But as well, we had a nice big bowl of pho together. It was just, a nice little Seattle tour. And it was also great to meet his missus as well. She was absolutely lovely. It's just a good old time hanging out in Seattle with David.
Big up, Dave. And if you're ever over this side of the world, do let me know, my man. Big up, Dottie. I hope you're keeping well and safe flight, my man. Andy Midge would love to somehow get Anthony if we sell them. Stevie B. This is a guy that's speaking my language. You know the deal with Anthony. I don't even need to talk. It's a secret that we have. Any Anthony fans know about. And big yourself up, Andy. Hope you're keeping well. Mac says, come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love it. Big up, Mac. Kuva's in the building. Big up to the Cat Flap Army. My man, Kuva, I hope you're keeping well. We also have William Kelly. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, boys. Big up, William. I hope you're keeping well, my man. No Tottenham to ruin your weekend. So let me know what you've done to fill the time. Big yourself up, William. And if Luke is watching, big yourself up as well, Luke. I hope you're keeping well as well. And make sure you stay in school and get your grades, buddy. We have Kev Williams. Evening, lads. Big up, Kev. I hope you're keeping well. Hope you're having a good Monday. Jerome with the super chat. My man, really appreciate it. He says, hello, boys. Just watching the stream to make me believe again because I am so angry at Spurs for the moment. I cannot get past the Moura defeat. But big up, boys. Do you know what? Look, Jerome, I get it. I get the hurt. I'll be honest with you, it still plays on my mind. But honestly, with results like that, the best thing you can do is just let it go and push on. Look, I was hoping yesterday we could get the game on, get it won, and get out of there and give everyone a bit of renewed optimism. But look, I mean, we've got Brentford. Maybe this might cheer you up, but we haven't lost to Brentford since 1948, my man. So, that was the last time they bet us. So, surely we should be beating Brentford. We also bet them 2-0 last year in the Cup semi-final as well. So in the Carabao Cup semi-final, bet them 2-0 with these last year as well. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be back to winning ways. And then we have Norwich after that at the weekend. So, Jerome, this could be a very good week for Tottenham and a very big week, and it won't leave us too far outside top four as well. So, look, Christmas is around the corner. Tottenham are going to be the gift that keeps on giving this December, and we're going to get the points and put them on the board. So lift the spirits, my man. Jack, anything you want to say to Jerome?
I feel like I was really disappointed that we didn't get to play Burnley, Jerome, just because I feel like, we beat them under Nuno. It wasn't really the most spectacular games, but it's not really like Burnley did very much, to get, the win there. So, I feel like if we were able to beat them under Nuno with that horrible attacking football that we had over there, I feel like we probably would have beat, Burnley. Again, it would have been over at Turf Moor, which we showed that we can beat them over there. They would have been without James Tarkowski as well as without Westwood, two of some of their best players, if you think about it. I really feel like it would have been some great therapy for us to, smack some clarets over in Burnley, Dave. And I'm kind of disappointed that we weren't able to do it because I feel like we all needed a bit of therapy from that Mura defeat. I feel like it will take me a while to get over it, just like you, Jerome. But I think what made it actually a bit worse is I really feel like we were going to get 3 points. Doesn't maybe say a lot about the quality of our team, but I feel like we still would have been able to do it. So it does make me a bit disappointed that, we weren't able to see Spurs this weekend, because that's kind of what we just psych ourselves up for. That's one thing you look forward to in every weekend, knowing that Spurs can play, and it just didn't happen. So, Jerome, it's almost made it a bit worse when you think about it, the fact that we couldn't play Burnley. I feel like it wasn't, a moment where we would have, been defeated, or a moment where, would have been a bit, nervous. I probably wasn't nervous at all going into that match. I really thought we were going to grab 3 points. Would have been some nice therapy if we were able to play them.
No, I definitely would have. It definitely would have. 100%. I agree. It would be some nice therapy. But look, we've got Brentford and we've got Norwich. Look, Brentford, a bit of a London derby. Hopefully we can get that. That'll definitely put a pep in our step. And then, look, we've got the colourful Canaries at the weekend then. Hopefully, we can make a song and a dance out of them, Jerome. But big yourself up, my man.
Legend.
Look, we will get you pumped up. Just stay tuned here all week. Honestly, come Thursday, you'll be running around Australia, screaming Tottenham from the lungs, my man. Big yourself up, Jerome. Really appreciate the support as well, brother. Thomas is in the building. Winky, future Tottenham captain. Come on now, Thomas. Look, stop lying to yourself, my man. Stop lying to yourself. Tommy, my man, I think this is the Tommy that came on Mere Tottenham TV pump up one of the days. 8 a.m. in Melbourne. Aussie, no better way to wake up than listen to David and Jack. Go on, the boys. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Tommy. Absolutely.
Big yourself up, Tommy.
Absolutely love it. And look, hopefully, with me and Jack always be in a good mood. As soon as you wake up and listen to it, it gets you in a good mood too. But big up, Tommy. It's good to see you in the house. The Truth Sets You Free with the super chat. Big up, Truth Sets You Free. Really appreciate the support, my man. Says Winky was robbed. I'm tired of these politics. Congrats, Messi, I guess. He's talking about the Ballon d'Or, Jack, Yeah, look, Harry Winks, I completely robbed Winky.
I feel like, Messi, though, just to quickly, something outside of Spurs, it's just kind of, I don't really care about the Ballon d'Or anymore. The fact that Messi won it this year, like, what on earth did the guy even do? Like, I can't even remember what he did last season, in order to deserve it this year. There were so many other people that should have been winning it ahead of him. It's not like Cristiano did anything either. Again, it really probably was an overdue Ballon d'Or when you think about it, to probably Lewandowski, maybe in that kind of category. Even I would say, I hate to say it, Jorginho probably deserved it more than Messi did at the end of the day. So I don't know. It's just the Ballon d'Or, the fact that they gave it to Messi yet again, it's just rigged. It really is just rigged. I couldn't care about it anymore. I don't know. It's just not really an indictment or, a indication of who actually is the best player in the world anymore, because it's just a completely rigged, kind of award. But Winky probably, you might even say, deserved it more than Messi did. He probably did more even that last season than Messi did. I mean, seriously, I just don't even know what Messi did to win it. So True Sets Free, I probably would have rather given it to Winky than I would have to Messi. So big yourself up.
There you are, Truth Sets You Free. There's no point in me adding anything onto that. Jack absolutely destroyed it. Big up, Truth Sets You Free. Really appreciate the support, my man. 2J, my man, 2J is back in. Big yourself up, 2J. Jack, you must be gutted with all that preparing you presented for the Burnley match.
Yeah, it is pretty gutting. It is pretty gutting. I think it's already happened. There have been 2 times I've been kind of like destroyed with Stats with Jack. There was that one time when I did all that preparation where we had that weird Sunny COVID scare, and then I had to delete all the Sunny stuff, only to find out that the next match he actually did play, and so then I didn't get to show everybody all the stuff I had on Sunny, and then this time probably an even worse situation, which is doing all that preparation for Burnley, only to find out that we can't even play. And Burnley decided to, delete the whatever the heating system under the pitch. They decided to turn it off, the match before the game. So I don't know. It's just it is a bit gutting too, Jay. I'm doing all right about it though. It's pretty all right to be able to do Stats with Jack no matter what. I enjoy it a lot, but it is always quite disappointing when especially when you're informing yourself on something like Burnley, something I probably don't want to take a lot of pride in to be a Burnley expert and then not even see us play them. I don't know. It is a bit depressing at the end of the day. But 2J, hopefully you enjoyed the show. I appreciate you. And we will probably have a lot of that Burnley kind of Stats with Jack prepared for, I guess, the next time that we do play them. But, there are going to be, I think, 2 Stats with Jacks this week, though, 2J. So one with Brentford and then the other one coming up this weekend. So, you can get 2 for the price of 1. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Stats with Jack time.
What a promotion of the show. Absolutely love it. But no, 2J, I was thinking that as soon as I got word of it, I was in the middle of the pre-match pump-up and we are Tottenham TV, got word of it, and I was just like, everything Jack done the night before, everything like that me, Philip, Dermot,
the preview as well
that morning. Got out of bed at 10 at 8:30 that morning, went live at 10 for no reason at all. It was all in vain because the game ended up being called off. Yeah. But look, I was feeling bad, and then it circulated that 2 people traveled over from Dallas and for the Burnley away trip. And first of all, why Burnley away? I mean, sure, if you're coming all that way, you want to go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or you might go to Tottenham versus Liverpool away, or
maybe it's an extended stay.
But Burnley away. But yeah, then for it to be called off. But then, in fairness, Harry Kane got word, and next time they're in London, they will be going to a game of their choice as Harry Kane's guest. So, fair play. Absolutely good to see that. There's still some humanity left inside some of these Premier League footballers. But look, we felt hard done by. But imagine them 2 people traveling all the way over from Dallas. I mean, whoo-wee, that's a travel. That is
Appreciate
a travel.
the support, though, 2J. Absolute legend. And like I said, you're getting 2 Stats of Jack for the price of 1 this week. So enjoy yourself. But yeah, it was a bit disappointing, was a bit depressing, especially I had to wake up at 5 in the morning instead of usually 8 in the morning for the match. So it really was just, I don't know, just Spurs, Burnley just punching me in the gut this weekend.
Big up 2J. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Derek Smith is in the house, 1948. I would expect Brentford are thinking that it's about time. Yeah, I bet you they are, but look, we should be beating them, let's be honest with you. Catman Jess says, big up the Harris Army and the Flat Cap Army. Big up, Catman. Hope you're keeping well. Blake Darcy's in the house. Big up the boys. At least we got a clean sheet on Sunday. Yeah, definitely. We're unbeaten for the weekend as well. Absolutely love it. Jerome says, so sick of the politics, but Lewandowski was so deserving. I gave it to Messi for doing nothing. That is a good point. Very good point. Dan N says, Burnley being called off is going to be terrible for confidence. When you have a result like Murray, you want to get on the pitch to correct it ASAP. Now the players will be stewing over it all week. Dan N, what an absolute great point. Absolute great point. But you know what? It just goes to show what the psyche's like come Thursday when we roll out against Brentford. Look, what I will say is, you've seen Harry Kane, he looked jaded. It'll do him the world of good having a couple more days. Son as well, it'll do him the world of good having a couple more days. So you do make a great point, though, to be fair, but hopefully, some of the players of you could benefit from it, especially coming into the December fixture schedule, which is absolutely chaotic.
To be honest, though, they better be stewing over it at the end of the day. I don't want them. I mean, I wanted them to be able to correct it right away, but they better be stewing over it. They better haunt them for the rest of the season, Dan. But great comment. Great comment.
No, it is a great comment. Ken, the long shot is in the house. They went to Burnley because they wanted to see a win. Yeah, that's actually a good point, to be fair, Ken, the long shot. That is a good point. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Truth sets you free. They gave 2 or 3 to Penaldo. That should have been Messi, Jack.
I don't know. I feel like there were years when, Ronaldo deserved it and there were years when Messi deserved it. You could probably say for some time, especially I think there were years when they gave it to Ronaldo when Ronaldo won the Champions League as well. So like, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense, especially when Real Madrid won those, what was it, 3, 4 Champions Leagues in a row. I'm pretty sure
Mm.
Messi was still winning it during some of those years, which is just kind of ridiculous when you think about it. So I don't know. I feel like it's just been a rigged competition for some time, but this has kind of been the nail in the coffin. I honestly don't even care about the Ballon d'Or anymore. I just don't. It's just a rigged competition. It was nice to see Modric win it that one year, because that's when you thought it was probably real. But I don't know. It's just not. It's not real anymore. I feel like Pinaldo as well as Messi. There are plenty of years when neither of them deserved it, and one of them still won it. And there were years when Ronaldo won it that Messi should have won it. There are years when Messi won it that Ronaldo should have won it. It's just I don't know. It seems like they're just blindly picking, a name at the top of the list. So it's hard to say truth.
Big up the truth. Big up Truth Centre Free. Big up my man. But look, guys, make sure everyone smashes that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. We're so close to 5K. We're about 75 off to be exact. So if you want to become a member of the fastest growing army, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We're so close to 5K. As well, guys, feel free to get your super chats in. It is an absolute great way to support the channel. It's a great way to support myself and Jack on our journey, hopefully becoming one of the biggest Spurs YouTube channels out there, providing great content and giving everybody a voice along the way. Look, don't worry. We know it's a very, very expensive time of the year. It's a hectic time of the year. So do not worry. Just at least get your comments in the chat. That's all we ask. And we will bring them up on screen at as best as we can. Sometimes it can get hot and heavy. Sometimes it doesn't. But do not worry. We got you covered. We will get the comments up on screen. But if you do want to skip that queue, just get the super chat in. We'll get straight to it and discuss a point. But Jack, like you always say, it's also a great way to. It's great that it's always great talking points, but it's also a great way to put maybe. What way do you say it, to put?
It's a good way to put the panelists under pressure.
Yes.
If you've always wanted to ask, Chris something, if you always want to ask Ben Kaufman something, Brad Matthews, Philip Brady, the other godfather of the Harris Army as well. If you always wanted to ask one of them something, which basically they can't hide away from them because it's right on screen, for them to answer. There's no avoiding the question, or even just a silly comment or whatnot. If you want to ask any panelist something, feel free to do it. Throw it in a super chat, especially since I know that you guys love a lot of these people that we will have on the fan show. So always feel free to ask them something.
No, 100%, 100%. But look, Jack, let's get into it. It's time to start bringing on the guest. And guys, we'll start the show off with Brad Matthews this week, and we absolutely love to hear from Brad. He's like the uncle of the channel. Brad, how are you keeping, my man?
Hello, David. Hello, Jack. Welcome back, Jack. I've had a bit of a cold for the last week, so I'm hoping my voice will hold out. Literally, the weekend, I had no human contact and avoided talking as much as possible. So the only time I spoke on the weekend was when I phoned my mum in Australia. I spoke to a video call her. Although probably doesn't include all the times I normally talk to myself anyway. So, so
got a lot bottled up then. You must have a
lot
bottled up.
Oh, after Thursday, but I've had my COVID booster and I got my flu jab at the same time. It doesn't seem to have affected the cold, but had my COVID booster, and I have to say my 5G reception now is absolutely brilliant. It's really, really good. So well.
You don't even need a cell phone.
But no, I'm reasonably good at looking forward to Christmas, having a bit of a break, and a couple of weeks off and that sort of thing. Disappointed on Sunday that there wasn't a game. It's really weird actually. I saw the pictures that came from the ground, and it's snowing. I was sweeping up and it's snowing again. I went to Nottingham Forest about 11, 12, 13 years ago for a cup game, and some of you might remember this. We got there into Nottingham and it started snowing. The game kicked off and it was snowing. The pitch was white. Tottenham came out in an all-white kit. So you couldn't see a thing. And the game was actually called off after 11 minutes. And we had to make the trip home. It took us 6 hours to get home. It took us 2 hours to get to the motorway and then 4 hours to get back to London. Jesus. But we went back out there they replayed the game, and I think it was a 2-2 draw from memory. I think we actually lost the replay as well. But yeah, so that was really, really bad. That was snowing like you couldn't see.
What do you make of the yellow ball really quickly? Because I was watching some highlights of, some of the other games, and it just felt like the yellow ball wasn't like that great in the snow.
No, well, I mean, I've got really big, colourful balls, haven't they, at the moment? So it's, it's you'd think they'd have a selection of footballs there that they could find the one that's best suited to sort of stand out in the white. But yeah, it was. I mean, how would Tottenham play in those conditions? Burnley are probably used to it, so maybe it was a blessing in disguise. And as you've been saying, it's giving our guys a week off. They can get their thoughts together. They can remember what they did to us on Thursday night, which I don't really want to go into because I've already had a couple of rants on Friday night, a couple of shows. But it was as you were saying earlier, we just move on now. So, it was disappointing, but you can say one thing: we're unbeaten in the Premier League under Conte still. So
Yeah. Love to see it. Especially, it seems like Sean Dyche was too afraid to, go up against Antonio Conte. Maybe, Dyche was a bit afraid of the hitmen. I'd like to think that maybe he just informed, maybe some of the people at Burnley to, turn off maybe potentially, the warmers under the ground, because it does seem a bit kind of ridiculous. I did hear, though, it's not supposed to melt snow, but the whole idea there weren't any tarps, and I don't know, it just seems a bit crazy because Man City went on with it, and Manchester, if I'm not too mistaken, is not too far away. So it does feel like, it could have been possible, but maybe I'm just kind of exaggerating.
I didn't see the Man City game, but a friend of mine was watching it, and he made the point that it was only 10, 12 miles away, and he actually said during the second half that this game might be called off as well, but so it must have been pretty bad there. But yeah, modern day football grounds, you should be able to get away with. I mean, okay, if it snowed and it froze over as ice, well then fair enough. But it's just snowing. Surely in modern day football you can do something to stop that. And also the other thing was, I thought they had a rule that you had to have a certain amount of time before you called the game off, because there were fans inside the ground. It was only 3/4 of an hour before kickoff, and they called it off. So it's very, very, very unfair for the fans, and the guys who came over from America. I mean, wow, that's gonna be. They'll remember that for the rest of their lives, aren't they?
Yeah, go to Turf Moor at your own risk, I guess.
Yeah, a few dinner table conversations there at the time we went to Burnley.
yeah, for sure. Come here, Brad. What do you make on the latest Bergwijn news? Apparently, Conte has only spoke to him twice since he's come here, and that he could potentially be shipped on a move out.
That's weird, actually. I mean, I think Bergwijn hasn't been given much of a chance under Conte, so I wouldn't be as quick to because he did play reasonably well the first couple of games this season. So I wouldn't be really, really quick to ship him out. But if he hasn't played under Conte, well, then maybe Conte already has made his mind up about him. And if we can get some money in for him, I'm of the opinion now with Conte, he's such a good manager, or his record, he's such a good manager with his record that he say, hey, do whatever you want, mate. Whatever you do, I'm going to support you. So if he wants to sell Bergwijn and get some money for him, then fine, do it. I don't really. I think the time for being sort of sorry for our favourite players, and that's over now. That's totally over now. And the only thing I will say about Moura is that after that game, I thought Doherty, Dele, Ndombele, and there's one other player I can't remember who it was. Get out, just sell them. I've had enough of them after that performance. Really had enough of them. And I've been trying to support Dele Alli. I've been trying to support Ndombele, but no, that's it. Sorry. You've had your chance. Go. Please go. But we'll see.
There are a lot of tasty swap deals I feel like you could do with like a Tanguy and Ndombele. I feel like, you could probably find a tasty swap deal out there. But in terms of Bergwijn, I mean, what are your thoughts? Maybe the reason he's just not giving him a chance is because there really is no position, in the squad, for Bergwijn, because in that 3-4-3, he would play on the right, and he didn't play so well on the right under Jose. He was given lots of chances playing on the right under Jose and didn't really take it. He's not known for his finishing. We know that, Steven Bergwijn. Even his delivery, he's not really well known for either. So I think the whole right wing back thing doesn't make a lot of sense because he would need to have good delivery. It's kind of the case. He probably there's no position in the squad for him.
The only thing that he might, what you just said there, sort of doesn't really leave a lot for him, does it? But the right wing back position, if they sold Doherty and you got no cover for Emerson Royale, maybe that could work. I don't know, but it's difficult to find. But then we thought, well, how's he going to get Dele Alli in the team? And he still gave him a chance. So, I was actually quite surprised that Bergwijn didn't play against. Oh no, Bergwijn was actually ill, wasn't he, against Mora?
Yeah,
he was ill. Yeah. So, and then again, you see the famous pictures of him and Doherty when we beat Leeds. I don't want to look into that too much because it's just one shot at that time. But maybe there's something. We don't see what happens on the training ground. Maybe there's been things on the training ground. So, as I say, Conte has won a lot more than all of us. So, we got to stick with what he wants to do.
No, that's true. That's true. And come here, another player rumoured to be heading out the exit now in January, whether it be a loan or they sell him. It's not 100. It kind of depends on whether they bring someone in that position. But is Joe Rodon? What's your thoughts on that?
If it hadn't been for the injury to Romero, I'd say because he's obviously not getting a game. I mean, he didn't get many games under Nuno. He didn't get many games under Mourinho. So there must be something there. I can't remember who said it. And again, this is only what people have said over dinner or over a beer. So apparently he speaks out a lot at training and that sort of thing, and he's sort of quite hard to get on with, I guess. So whether that's true, I don't know. It's what I've heard. It's probably, whether it's true or not, I don't know. But yeah, it's really funny. Under three managers now, he's not getting a game, and we've all seen him when he plays. He actually doesn't do too bad. There is a player there. With the injury to Romero, if they don't get another centre back in, well then, can you really afford to send Joe Rodon on loan? Because you know what will happen. They'll send him out on loan, and then we'll get injuries to other centre backs. And we'll be struggling again. So I think it depends on. It probably depends on the second scan that Romero has to see how long he's out for. It might be if he's out till the new year, well then maybe Rodon could go on loan. But then players will go on loan if the club thinks that they've got a future at the club. So if he's not getting a game, maybe that's it. Maybe he doesn't think he's got a future at the club. So if that's the case, sell him and get some money. Again, it's down to Conte and or Paratici. It's down to them. They're the guys that have been there, won the T-shirt.
What I will say is that if they are sold, it's just more of a damning indictment on Steve Hitchen and the players he's brought to the club. Really, I would say if the two of them do go in January. But look, Brad, what other players would you be looking to ship out now at all costs?
Well, as I say, I've given up with Dele Alli. He's had 2, 3, 4 opportunities where he's against. Let's face it, Mura. No disrespect to Mura or Slovenia, but they're a pub team. They're 5th in the Slovenian league.
Yeah,
people will look it up on the map to find out where Slovenia is. I still don't know where it is. It's in Europe somewhere. He says pointing that way or that way. But it's so. I mean, Dele Alli was playing in the World Cup for England a few years ago. So if you're going to show your ability, you show it against Mura. But it was the same old Dele Alli, getting the ball slow, ponderous. Or trying the flicks when they weren't really there to be tried.
Yeah.
There was one moment where I think the cross came in and he would have been on at the back post at our old school Dele Alli, but I think their defender got the shot away, got the clearance.
But it just felt like those are two matches, though, when you think about it, right? There was one at home where he didn't really impress too much against Mura. He got taken off at halftime, and then practically got taken off at halftime for this one as well, when you think about it. So he was doing so poorly, the manager, and two different managers were just done with him.
And it's like, I got to the stage now. I was so angry on Thursday. One, because I didn't watch the game live. I had an appointment at 6:00, so I recorded it. And I made sure my phone was switched off. So there's no updates. I made sure that the TV was on UK Gold. So when I switched the TV on, it didn't go to the sports with the scores. And I sat there and I watched that, and I didn't finish watching the game until about 9:30. And I thought, wow, all the effort I've gone in to watch this game, and they've shown us that. So yeah. The other player, Ndombele, he should be running rings around that team.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything he did. This is. It's not that Ndombele's disappeared in the game against Leeds or whatever. He's disappearing against Mura.
Yeah.
In the Slovenian league.
Yeah.
The fact that he can play so well against Newcastle and crap against these, it just kind of shows that he turns it on and off when he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other player, Doherty, another one. Another one that I thought maybe Doherty now he's got the back three, the wing backs, and Conte's his manager. Maybe he can produce something. But he gets the ball and he just stops, and some of his passing. I mean, that was what got me, the amount of mistakes they made on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And these players that we're talking about. Sanchez, I don't know.
I think he caused. This is a funny thing, Brad. I had this kind of theory that, yes, we played horrible against Mura, but like those were kind of their two chances when you think about it. And Sanchez just just gave them both goals.
They had the two goals, and
we would have won that if maybe Sanchez just didn't exist.
Error. Yeah, I mean, anyone that knows anything about football knows that you turn a player away from you, out of the danger area, especially when they did it in the first half. I mean, the last kick of the game, you're going to try everything to get him to that byline, because if he goes to the byline, if you push him to the byline, he's got nowhere to go, and he thinks, well, hang on a minute, injury time, we got the draw anyway, which would have been a great result for Mura as well. And then that's game over. But he showed him inside, and all right, got a deflection. That was unlucky, but it shouldn't have been that situation. We should have been down. Here's me saying I wasn't going to talk about the Mura game, and that's what I'm doing. We should have been down 1-0. We should have gone at them. Just gone straight for the throat, right from kickoff. Ground them into the dust. Get 2 or 3 up. Game over. But we didn't. We just did a slow, ponderous football, So, and I guess the only good thing you can say is that Conte will look at that and think, well, he more or less did in the press conference. Got some work to do here, sort of thing.
It's probably one of the most embarrassing defeats of his career. That, I mean, certainly isn't his fault. I'll tell you that. But like, genuinely, he probably just, his comments.
Well, I mean,
what do you make of those comments?
I think, and there's been a bit of disagreement over the weekend on this. I think they were like, these are thinly veiled things that we need new players.
Yeah.
This team is an average team. It's got some good players, don't get me wrong, but it's an average team. If you want to be challenging for stuff, even if it's next season, we need some new players, because this team, let's be honest, this team died after the Champions League final in 2019. It died then. It'd been on life support, to be fair, that season, but we got through and we got through and we got through. But that was the end of it, and we haven't made any change. We haven't replaced that team.
Yeah,
it's virtually the same team, and there are players in there that haven't played for 2 or 3 years. And it's time to make a change. And I think that's what he was more or less saying in that press conference. And you just knew he'll walk. He will walk if he doesn't get what he wants.
Yeah,
and he's done it in the past. He's not afraid to.
He's already putting feelers out there. He's already in a roundabout way of saying, back me. Because if he doesn't get backed, he will walk. And we all know this. And he's already putting out little things and teeth. Like you heard it with Jose. What ended up happening with him? You heard it with Nuno. What ended up happening with him? Yeah. With Conte, you're hearing it, 2-3 weeks into his tenure. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. He's not going to let a walking ketchup bottle, Ronald McDombele, and Mr. Hollywood and Winky. He's not going to let them ruin his reputation in the game. No, I mean, he's just not going to do it. And he's already putting feelers out there and words and sounds like that ultimately ended up costing Jose and Nuno their job. Yeah. So it comes to a point now where they either say, no, we're standing by the manager, we're backing him, and we're going to back him in the market, or we're going to stand by these players yet again and just go and roll the dice again. But they might not even be given that choice because the guy will just walk. So, I mean, whatever he wants in January, they better go and get it. No questions asked. I mean, we've all seen the financials. So, I mean, plus what we didn't allude to as well was that, Joe Lewis's company made profit over the pandemic as well. So any things that there's no cash there, I mean, there is. So, there's no excuse for it. But, I mean, it's already worrying me, some of the sounds coming out of Conte's mouth, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought when I saw the press conference. I thought, this guy, I mean, I don't think he'll go in January, but he'll certainly walk. And I suddenly thought, he's got an 18-month contract. At the end of that contract, if he's not achieved what he wants to achieve with this club, and I'm not saying that, we should be winning the title next season, but if he hasn't had some degree of success in that 18 months because we haven't backed him with the players that he wants, then yeah, he'll go, and then then it's time for pitchforks and torches. All hell break loose then.
Yeah.
I think Tottenham support have been simmering and simmering and simmering, and then you saw a little bit bubbling over at the Man United game. But if we fail with probably one of the best managers in the world football at the moment, if we fail with him because we don't back him, then Levy Wienik is just basically untenable.
Yeah.
So hang on a minute. You've screwed up the best. We had the best young manager. We've had the best old manager. Now we've got the best current manager in football, and he's screwed up every time. So
couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Well, look, Brad, thank you very much for coming on, my man. Really appreciate your time, and hopefully you feel better.
Oh, I've got an idea as well. Maybe we should do, or maybe you should do a Christmas fan show where we all have a fan, but rather than having one person on at a time, we get 3 or 4 on at a time, like you can with StreamYard, and get the beers and the wines or whatever you want, and just have a bit of a party.
Well, look, Brad, we're already a step ahead of you because Christmas Eve we'll be doing a little something. Ah,
right, good on you. I look forward to that.
Nah. Definitely, look, Christmas Eve. We'll be on for an hour or two, and look, we'll sit there, have a beer or whatever, and just chill out together for an hour or two.
Christmas Eve, you said.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Because I've got quite a busy Christmas up to Christmas. Because we got the West Ham game on the 22nd.
Yeah.
So I've got drinks with old work colleagues on the Monday, then the West Ham game, more drinks. Yeah, so it's going to be busy Christmas. But yeah, Christmas Eve, that works out perfectly.
Well, you take care of yourself, Brad. Hopefully you feel better soon. Hopefully, especially for the holidays plans that you got, coming up. And it's good to have you.
Yeah, thank you, lads. And also, working from home, I don't have to talk to anybody. So yeah, I should be fine. It should be fine.
The joys. You can walk around in your PJs all day, Brad. No difference. But look, my man, I'll see you again very soon.
Yeah, don't forget, guys. Get your super chats in, and let's get the $5,000.
No, subscribers.
Okay.
5,000 subscribers.
5,000 subscribers, yeah.
But look, Brad, big yourself up, my man. You go look after yourself and get yourself better.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
See you soon, Brad.
Bye-bye. Absolutely brilliant call there from Brad. Absolutely brilliant. The Truth Sets You Free says, with the super chat, and big up, Truth. Really appreciate the support, my man. Harris Army will have the cleanest trundles in the Prem soon with that landscape code. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, the cleanest grundles. We certainly will, Harris Army, and especially with the Manscaped, you can definitely have maybe it all nice and clean down there with Mrs. Claus. We're all trying to look our best around this type of holiday season. Either for a missus you haven't seen, or even just in general, just trying to look good, feel good. It's the holiday season, but big yourself up, Truth, and also thank you very much as always, my brother.
Big up, Truth, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. Really appreciate the support. Look, let's get on the next guest. Let's not waste any time. I know some of these people have work in the morning, so let's get them on. Who is the next one?
I think it's Chris.
And it is our man. It's Chris. Chris, how you keeping, brother?
Well, I'm lucky still to be alive, but thank you very much. I'm here. Storm Arwin had a hit out on me, but missed, so I'm still here.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well, look, Chris, where do we start? I presume I don't need to. You obviously always have a lot to say, so go on, take it away.
Right, let's just start with the Miura game. I had to have a half a bottle of Jack Daniels to get rid of that pain. See, I blame Miura for nearly having me killed. So thanks for that, for the Deadwood and that team. I really appreciate trying to have me killed.
Yeah, it certainly ruined a lot of Americans' Thanksgivings as well. Seriously, Chris, it just.
But Jack, I just want to stop you there for a second. Do you know what? How you're dressed tonight reminds me of that Italian hitman we've got on the sidelines.
I think we need more backup because I think that guy he can only take on so many Harry Winks and Dele Allis at once. He'll need a bit of backup, and I guess I'll help him.
Jack, all the super chats will have to get you over there to help him out.
I'd be happy to kidnap a Dele Alli or Harry Winky to get him off the pitch. Certainly would.
Right. So everybody smash that like, get your super chats and get Jack over to help the hitman out.
Yeah, no, look, me and Jack are both hoping to be there at the same time for March. So, be there for a couple of days at the very least. So, we'll definitely be over there. Make sure we'll make sure Jack is dressed in the All Black as well, heading up to the Tottenham Stadium, or even on a night out, just in case there's any Spurs boys out having a night out and they shouldn't be, and there's a game the next day. We'll get Jack to scare them. But, Chris, Stephen Bergwijn, rumors that Conte's only spoke to him twice and that he could be shipped out in January. What's your thoughts?
Let him go. Let him go. At the end of the day, he hasn't proved anything. He's had 3 or 4 good games since he joined us. So, in my opinion, he's best rid of. But about the way I've seen it over the last few weeks, though, there's about 8 players that we need to get rid of.
Yeah.
At least. I mean, that's probably being conservative as well, Chris.
Let's start off with the Italian Joe Hart Galini. My man couldn't stop a ball even if he slapped him in his face. Right? You've got Mr. Hollywood Doherty. Whistle in the wind. The guy just walks past him like he's not even there. You've got Sanchez, can't even see the line when it falls over. Ryan Sessegnon out on his pre-press conference. Oh, I've got a lot to prove. Gets himself sent off. That's one way of proving yourself. He can go. Yeah. You've got Mr. Ketchup Alley. He's another one can go. There's too many things. There's all of them. It was after Tanguy was thinking of Uber Eats again. I'm sorry, but David, all these people who have defended him, look how fit he's got. What did he actually do on Thursday to warrant his team selection?
Yeah.
What did he actually do?
I mean, Chris, should we not be showing our appreciation? I mean, he just turned up, didn't he?
Appreciation? What? This ain't McDonald's drive-through, We don't show up hungry.
I know, but according to these people who keep backing some of these guys, they turned up. We should be grateful,
We should be grateful. What? Grateful that our team lost to a fourth-rate farmer team? No, mate, I'm not grateful for that.
The farmers team of the farmers team.
I'm sorry, but Mura, the lowest ranked team in the whole competition, we got beaten by them.
It's embarrassing.
The lowest ranked team. And people wanted to defend Ali. Want to defend Tanguy. How can you defend the indefensible? There's no excuses.
No.
There's no excuses for it. I'm sorry. If anybody wants to back Tanguy, they should actually open their eyes now before it's too late. Okay, he slimmed down, but he still can't last more than 60 minutes.
I feel like, I had to apologize to David, especially on behalf of, my defensive, Davinson Sanchez, which I did a bit recently. I was kind of saying Davinson Sanchez, I feel like I was saying, we've been a bit hard on him. I feel like sometimes we criticize him a bit too much, and then he just does that as well, Chris. Like, I mean, seriously, he has the memory of a goldfish. He got beaten by the same move twice. There's nothing he loves more than falling to the ground and eating some grass. I mean, I felt absolutely fooled by the guy.
Well, there is a comment there about the white lines, but we'll not go there.
Before we take that, no, we will. You can take that comment in a second. Just let's take this super chat. Faz Rafar says, out. Delhi, Doherty, Winky, Davies, in, Vlahovic, big up. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree, Faz. Look, Delhi, we just have to cut the ties with. I mean, look.
Sick of the guy.
I mean, look, we all have a bit of nostalgia. We all thank him for what he did do in his early years in the rise. But look, it's just not working out. It's time to go. Winky, I mean, look, the only reason why this guy is here is because he comes down as a homegrown and doubles up as an academy player on the team roster when it's really put into the Premier League at the start of every season. So that's the only reason why he's here. Look, Davies, I hate to say it, but he's actually turning it around a little bit.
Yeah,
look, I still have my doubts over consistency with the guy and how long can he be consistent for. But as of now, he's turning it around just that little bit. And maybe Chris was right putting him in his team all that time ago. Does that make you feel better, Chris?
A little bit, but still. Do you know what? Davis is actually improving in that back three than he has as a left back. So we're just going to give him a little bit more time. Let's see how he does over the next few games before I was actually right. But yeah, as far as Winky, the only reason he's still in the team because he gets Conte's paper every morning. And as far as Sanchez looks like, I know he's from Colombia, but falling on those white lines has gone a bit too far. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I'm sick of the guy. My man can't keep his balance. What is he, a ballerina or something, man?
No, I think that's where, Kuva at one point related him to a llama. And I feel like that's, very accurate when it comes to the eating of the grass. But I feel like he's also like a giraffe where he just gets his legs all tangled up for some reason. Like the guy he looks like somebody that would be athletic enough to hold his balance. And yet he just gets his ankle rolled like every single
Bro,
moment.
he looks like he's been on a tequila before he starts the game.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he seems to wear ice skates also as well instead of even real football boots as well.
Ice skates? Ice skates? It's not even ice skates. It's like skis or something, or snowboarding. Jesus. I've never seen a guy fall over as many times as that. It's like he's learning to ride a bike or something. Falling off all the time. I know you learn from falling over, but he has not learned nothing. You got Dele Alli. Yeah. You got Dele Alli who's thinking about Fortnite, then actually playing the football.
Human walking crayon.
Or what colour hair should I have this week? Should I get it pink? Should I get it blue? Should I get it green? Do you know what I mean? He's paid more attention to his hairdresser than he has for the club for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Seriously, not all jokes aside. Some of these players need to just open the door, put your shirts down, have your contracts on, and just go. We don't need them. They're actually embarrassing us. We lost to a fifth-rate farmer team.
Yeah. And Chris, what we're talking more, the truth sets you free. And look, it's a fair question to ask, so I'll let you answer it. He says, what a free pass Conte got versus Mora. Imagine if that was Nuno. Do you think truth sets you free has a point here that we are giving Conte a free pass? Because if it was Nuno, we would have slated him. Now, I already know my answer on it, but what's your thoughts?
My answer is Nuno had enough time to get to know those players. Conte still hasn't. He's only had them for less than a month. So Conte needs a little bit more time with them to understand them. Nuno had more than adequate time during the pre-season with some of those players who didn't go to the Euro, so they had more than enough time to gel into the team. There's no excuses for what happened on Thursday. Irrespective of who the manager was at the time, Nuno had time with those players, but we still lost to Vitesse away. We still drew with Rennes away. We still lost games where we should have won under Nuno. Conte's had less time, so Conte needs more time to get rid of the shit that we've got in our team.
Yeah. And just look, for me, quickly, the truth. Look, I think more and more people have woken up and realised that it is the players. Look, I've been saying it since before people wanted Jose sack. They're starting to wake up now that it is actually the players. And I just think because everyone trusts Conte and because he's at the top of the game, and there's no reason not to trust the guy for what he's done and his records and stuff, with Nuno, he was always going to, every mistake he'd done, it was always going to be pounded on because, look, he just wasn't the right guy, But with Conte, I think, people trusting him that much that they are starting to wake up and realise that it is the players, the truth. But big yourself up, my man, and really appreciate the support.
Also, though, Nuno played Mura at home and struggled in that first half against Mura at home. He also lost to Vitesse away. So I feel like it's kind of, I think Nuno didn't do himself any favors either in the Europa Conference League.
Yeah. No, I'd definitely agree with that. Chris, Brentford coming up on Thursday. What's your thoughts?
I don't care don't care. I want to win. I want to win, simple. I do not want to see a draw, and I don't want to see a loss. I want to win. Because I'll tell you what, I was down to half a bottle of Jack Daniels just to get rid of the pain of Mura. I don't want to be having a repeat another Friday night, down another half a bottle of Jack Daniels because Tottenham have pissed me off again and drop points to Brentford.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I want to see a win. I don't care. I want to see a straight win.
Do you feel like Tanganga has now probably earned the spot ahead of Sanchez now forever?
Yeah. Sanchez, the only thing Sanchez earned with me is a contract to be terminated.
He's now made the Deadwood list, probably.
Deadwood list? He's on the top with Dele and second and Winksy and third.
I mean, look, the thing is with Sanchez, if them mistakes came from a 17, 18-year-old kid, you'd say, okay, look, you
understand.
But you're talking about a guy that flies back every international break to play with his country. A guy that made a Europa League final with Ajax. He's come through one of the best academies there is in world football, and he's at Tottenham Hotspur now. It's just not acceptable. Not acceptable one bit. He has to be on the dead list. The thing is, I've said with Sanchez, I've said this before, you could get a good 60, 70, you could even get a good 90 minutes out of him. But like you've seen against Mora, the first couple of minutes he can make a mistake, and also the last minute he's liable to make a mistake, and he will cost you goals no matter what. It's a bit like Ben Davies. Okay, he's rectified it maybe 8 years into his Tottenham career, but you know what I mean. Like I've seen Ben Davies have good decent games for 90 minutes, but then switches off in injury time and has cost us results. You know, and it's just you can't have that all the time. You can't have that week in, week out. You can't have one player doing it one week and another player doing it the next week, because it's just killing the team.
Sanchez has done it multiple times, though, David. Now it's been multiple times where Sanchez has made that same mistake, falling over. Stay on your feet. What is it so difficult to stay on your feet? Obviously, for Sanchez, it is.
Yeah.
It's too many times, David. He done it against Manchester City last season. Fell flat on his face. Cost us a goal. Twice against Mura on Thursday. The exact same mistake he made for the first goal. The exact same mistake he made for the second.
Yeah.
Showed him inside twice. You'd think he'd learn from the first goal. But obviously he didn't. You got the Italian Joe Hart in goal. The ball's right in front of his face. He still can't catch it.
Yeah, I feel like the second one, especially, like, I don't really know, like Chris, it really felt like, I don't know why Galini was that wrong-footed. It also felt like it wasn't, I know it was a really nasty deflection, but like the ball was in the air for some time. He didn't even dive for either shot when you think about it as well, which is also just infuriates me. Like, I don't really expect him to save that first one, but at least, make an effort for it. Like, he had all the time in the world to at least dive after. I don't know why he watches it. Like, why is he paid to be watching the ball go into the net?
The second goal, I don't understand why it was so far out off his line. I just couldn't understand it. There was no need for it. There was no need for him to come out for the ball. And so, in actual fact, it was both of Sanchez and Galini's mistake for that second goal. More so Sanchez, but it was still Galini's mistake as well. Yeah. But everybody thought we got an upgrade on Joe Hart when we signed Galini. Obviously, we haven't.
Yeah,
we've got the Italian version of Joe Hart.
Yeah, we actually do, because I think he's also there, to organize maybe a version of the cricket games, but probably just more like, something for the night, for the nighttime. My other thing as well, Chris, a bit of a kind of conspiracy theory I have with Galini as well, is that he seems like somebody that seems to, enjoy himself, maybe kind of a bit too much as well, because he always has these really weird, deep, like, bags under his eyes as well. When you see him, he looks like he doesn't even get any sleep.
It's probably he's sitting up with Dele Alli playing Fortnite all night.
Working on the album.
Yeah, working on the album together. Mr. Marley and Galini duet.
Definitely.
Seriously though, there was a lot wrong on Thursday. A lot wrong.
Yeah.
And there's no excuses for it. Okay, Conte might be able to show a little bit of responsibility for the team selection, but those players were more than adequate and got enough to go and beat that team. Yeah. Our youth could have probably gone out there and beat them.
Yeah. I mean, look, Chris, me and you, we would have given it a better go, if they sent us out there. I mean, it's just, I agree with you. It's just not on. It's absolutely, it's. I mean, I'm still angry about it. I just don't want to really be thinking about it, to be honest with you.
But David, if I was out there, I would at least put a slide tackle in and taken that player out to stop him taking the shot.
Yeah.
I would have took his legs clean out just to stop him taking that shot.
Yeah.
I wanted to fall over myself trying to get to the ball.
Yeah.
No, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. David, I told you, half a bottle of Jack Daniels just to numb the pain because of them idiots.
I know.
They should reimburse you for it, Chris.
Reimburse me? They're lucky I was in the London Jack, because I would have staggered over to the training ground just to abuse them.
The bottle in hand.
Bottle in hand, saying, "See what you've done to me. See what you've done."
I mean, look, Chris, all we can hope for now is that they rectify it Thursday. They put in a performance. And I mean,
6 points from the next two games. I want to see nothing less than 6 points from the next two games. A win against Brentford on Thursday, and a win against them on Sunday. Norwich on Sunday. Yeah. If I don't get 6 points on Sunday, I am going down to the stadium because I'm back in London. I am going down to that training ground and I'm abusing them.
Yeah.
I'm back in London on Sunday, so I will be there to abuse them in person.
Well, look, Chris, you know, big yourself up. Really appreciate the time. Really appreciate you coming on, my man.
No problem, man.
See you again soon.
See you again soon. Right, smash a like, get your super chats in, support the Harris Army, and don't forget your Manscaped discount as well. It's Christmas time. Impress your ladies.
Really appreciate that, Chris. Look, make sure you use the discount as well. You know, make sure you shine up them bad boys.
Don't worry. It'll be like Christmas baubles. Don't worry about that by the time we finish with it. Don't worry.
Making ornaments.
Yeah, the old one. Yeah, lads.
See you, Chris. Oh, what an absolute legend. Brilliant call. Brilliant call by Chris. Brilliant call by Brad as well. Two great calls. Super chats here. Truth Sets You Free says Delhi had NS Mora's jersey on during a Fortnite stream. Look, it really wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me with that guy. I mean, he probably doesn't even care that we lost that game, you know? He probably
be coming off the bench for Mura when you think about it as well. The way he's playing, he can't even make it into that team. Yeah,
I mean, if he doesn't, book up his ideas soon, Jack, he'd probably be playing for them very, very shortly, you know? So probably be out there on loan or something. So he'd want to start booking up his ideas, but I couldn't agree more true. Big yourself up. Light work. What does Joe Roden do? Wonk off and play FIFA. No, look, I think he's been hard done by. Look, he's had 4 different managers since he's got here. You know, Jose Mourinho, Nuno, Conte, and Ryan Mason. I mean, just as he was finding his feet and getting in under Jose, the change manager brought in Mason. He didn't fancy him. He got injured. You know, he went play for Wales. Then Nuno came in. You know, he didn't really get in there. Then he was injured after the championships. Couldn't get into Nuno's team. And then, you know, Conte went in, or Nuno went. Now Conte's in. He doesn't seem to be part of the plan. So, look, it is what it is. It is up to him maybe to try a bit harder. But look, we'll wait and see what the situation holds at Roden. Truth Sets You Free. The Mora FC winger works at Taco Bell. I mean, he was probably stacking shelves in Lidl, you know, a few hours beforehand. Truth Sets You Free. I mean, it's just inconceivable. But, I mean, it's getting to the point now where you see these games and it's just, well, there's always that potential why we have these players here, isn't there? You know, where we could be turned over once while we have some of these players here. And, I mean, the thing is, before it was like, especially under Jose and especially under Nuno, it was like, well, why do we pick these guys? Why are the managers picking them? That's on the manager. And it's just kind of like with suspensions, with injuries, with needing to rest players. I mean, they have no option. That's what's there, you know. And look, hopefully Conte now will stand up and just say no more. But true, we'll wait and see, my man. We will wait and see. But look, guys, we'll keep rocking. Let's bring on the next guest. And it is absolute channel legend. Some call him the Godfather. Some call him the voice of reason. But either or, I call him Mr. Brady. And it's not Tom Brady, it's Philip Brady. Let's get him on.
The Brady.
Philip,
such respect. I'm not used to that.
More respect than the players deserve. More respect than the players deserve. Yeah. We got to give it to somebody.
You should replay this to the missus and tell her you want her to say something like that every time you walk in the door, lad.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry. Yeah, good. I'm good. I mean, very disappointed with what happened yesterday. You know, I think for a lot of reasons. But, you know, maybe a few days extra break will have done the guys good. It's hard to tell. Someone playing on that pitch, though, someone would have broken their leg probably. So it's maybe a blessing in disguise if we didn't go out and play there. But what I want to know is this. How the hell did Burnley put on the sprinklers when there was snow on the pitch? It's only going to turn to ice.
Yeah.
The fact that they had 4 players missing, would that have had something to do with it? I saw a very good point yesterday where somebody said because the team sheets had gone in, when that match is replayed, Burnley should not be allowed to play the 4 players that were missing the first time around, which is a bit radical. But, you know, if there is any skullduggery going on, they should be made to pay for it.
Yeah.
End of rant.
I mean, it was so disappointing. I mean, it was so deflating that was called off. I mean, Philip, like, surely back in your day, and look, I'm not saying you're like, you know, like miles older than anybody else, but like back in your day, would these games still have went on in the snow?
Yeah, they would have. I've often seen them. I've often seen games at White Hart Lane, especially in the late 60s, mid to late 60s there, especially European Cup matches. There was a couple of European Cup matches played when the pitch was absolutely rock hard. There was no undersoil heating in those days, really. It only came in the 70s. the pitch was rock hard, and again, Spurs, like I think it was Brad that said it. Spurs came out playing in all white on a white pitch. You know, it was like ghosts running around the pitch. Yeah, no, it would have been played. I think health and safety has become a little bit more to the fore in recent years, and they're putting the players' safety and the fans' safety at risk. I think it's not so much the pitch; it's probably the roads leading up to the ground that could get dangerous, and the footpaths and whatever. I think that's got as much to do with it as the state of the pitch. So, well, I think yesterday was really borderline. They probably could have got away with it, but for whatever reason, they didn't.
I would say, though, again,
whenever the goalkeepers, the ball was gathering snow, so maybe that was enough. But then again, somebody said, why didn't they wait a few hours and play the match in the evening? The snow had gone by then.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking as well. I feel like, dude, I'm seeing, the other matches, them using the yellow ball, like I couldn't even in the highlights of some of these matches, like, see the ball or anything. I think Watford, that match, like I couldn't even tell what was going on. Man City's match, I could barely even tell what was going on. So it kind of made me think maybe it was the right decision. But another way to look at it, Philip, I feel like Burnley probably would have had a better chance of winning that match if they were to have actually gone ahead with it, because they play that Route 1 kind of style, and we know a lot of our players probably wouldn't be up for the occasion considering the conditions.
It's possible. I mean, let's say we'll never know, so I suppose in hindsight, if we play that match again in February or March when the weather is hopefully not as bad, that we get a result in there, but it's just whether our guys, I suppose there's a different train of thought on that. Would the match on Sunday have helped exercise the Thursday night quicker? They have to wait now until next Thursday to do that, And I must say, I actually watched Brentford quite closely yesterday in their match with Everton.
Yeah,
and they got a penalty that was awarded about 5 minutes after the incident happened. It was crazy. It was just, it was at least 2 minutes between the incident and the referee giving the penalty. And after that, Everton, who are probably worse than we are at the moment, Everton bossed them, but just couldn't get a shot away, couldn't get the ball in the net. So I wouldn't think there's a whole lot to worry about Brentford. I don't think they're going to come and attack us. That's for one thing. Ivan Toney is the only player that would worry me on their side.
And he though has the same amount of goals as Sonny with 4, and I believe 2 of them were penalties as well.
But I think his work rate, he works back, he tracks back, he tackles back. He's a bit of an all-rounder, He's a good solid
good hold-up play.
But
he is a big boy as well.
Yeah, their goalkeeper is pretty weak. His distribution is awful,
and they rely on the distribution.
It's one thing to play up on him, put pressure on him, and he will not get rid of that ball cleanly. So here's hoping.
Yeah, here is hoping. But just maybe quickly to wrap up the Burnley thing, Sean Dyche did say they had the underground soil heating on since Thursday, and he said the whole idea of the underground heating is to stop the pitch from icing over. But when you're putting the sprinklers on it, it's kind of counterproductive, really. So, I think the FA should definitely be looking into that. That's for sure. But
when you plug in the undersoil heating, you're supposed to switch it on at the wall as well.
That's what I think. It's like kind of saying, like, you press in the oven, to turn on for something to bake, but you just you forget to press that extra button or something like that. Is maybe what happened.
Or it was down at number 1 setting when it should have been at 10,
Yeah.
We'll never know.
The Truth Sets You Free says, can we get the Godfather intro before Phil comes on? No, look, I'll definitely try and sort a little something. That's for sure. I definitely will. There's no reason why we can't get a quick 10, 15, 20 second one for Philip. That's for sure. Maybe we could do one for all of them. Who knows? But the Truth will definitely sort something out, lad. Definitely, he deserves more respect than than even the intro I gave him, my man. But Philip, what I do want to ask you, Bergwijn. Look, Ajax are rumoured they want him. Conte doesn't want him. He's not in his plans. What's your thoughts?
Well, look at it this way. If Conte doesn't want him, he might as well buy his ticket back to Amsterdam or somewhere. Because, if you hear this from somehow, he doesn't fit into my plans. Next thing you see, he's playing in the team for the next month. If Conte says he doesn't want him, now where he said it or how accurate that report is, who knows? If he has said it, then I'm afraid Bergwijn's on his bike in January. For good or bad, I don't really know, because the guy has not played enough or shown enough for me to make a full opinion on him whether we'll miss him or not. Like, he's had his moments, but not enough probably for the fee that we paid for him. So, and I'll trust Conte on that one. If he goes, he's got a reason for selling him.
And we didn't buy him to be a right wing back either, when you think about it. So
no,
we bought him to be that third goal scorer. And Philip, I feel like the other thing with Bergwijn is that, he's not really, you can't really see a place in the squad where he would fit, because that right wing position is being taken up by Lucas. Seems like he prefers Lucas over him. Also, Bergwijn didn't really impress too much under Jose at the right wing. And then as well, like I said just before, like, it's not like we bought him to be a right wing back. So, Conte just probably doesn't have a place for him in his system.
He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he probably sees, okay, I can keep him on the bench, use him for 10 minutes every couple of matches, or I can get 25 million from him, or whatever they're going to get from him. I don't know. So I'd say, he's probably, like, the thing about it is Bergwijn is probably more saleable than a lot of the players we're trying to get off the books. You think about it, because he hasn't really blotted his copybook yet. I know he hasn't done a lot, but he hasn't actually fecked up or made an absolute pig's ear of things, unlike some of the players who shall remain nameless for now. But we're going to have a difficulty getting them out off the books. And I mean, and I keep saying it. Conte has been promised money, but I don't think he's going to be able to spend it in January. I think it's going to be a couple of loans coming in or whatever, because you don't buy. Well, very rarely you buy a prestige or a top class player in January, because they're under contract. They're not out of contract till June or July. June or July is when we're going to be doing our business, and we're going to have to muddle through getting a couple of loans with options to buy. That's my opinion on it. And hopefully we can offload the likes of Harry Winks and Dele Alli and Matt Doherty, etc., etc.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Another player rumoured to be going in January as well, Philip, is Joe Rodon. Whether it be on loan or whether they sell him, but that does depend on them bringing someone else. Do you think that's fair on Joe Rodon?
I feel sorry for. I like Rodon. I mean, I've always said that I'd love to see a back four of the 4 hours. Across the back there. But whatever is wrong with the guy, or maybe it's his attitude, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't had long enough stretch in the team to show what he can do. But the only thing is, he's going nowhere unless we get another centre back in. And if Romero is going to be out for any length of time, there's no way he's going in January. Because let's face it, January's only 4 weeks away now. And is Romero going to be back for the Christmas period? I doubt it. The way they're talking about it, that's a long-term injury he's got.
Yeah.
So, he could be out till maybe middle of January, end of January. So if that's the case, then if they can be sure he's going to be back, then there's a possibility Rodon will go. But I think for safety's sake, we better keep on to him. Like, to be honest, personally, I would rather see Rodon in the team than Sanchez.
Yeah.
I watched Rodon more for Wales than I have for Spurs, to be honest. And he's never let Wales down. He's always played well for Wales.
He seems like somebody that's just kind of defender. He enjoys defending compared to some of our other defenders. He actually enjoys defending. It might just be the technical ability that maybe they're just doubting or something.
He's a bit of a hoofer, I'd say. He'll clear the ball, just bang it up the pitch. I wouldn't say his passing range is anywhere spectacular at all, Maybe he's not technical enough for Conte.
Yeah, but then again, though, he's still, I think, a better defender than half of our defenders. So it's kind of it's a two-part system. It's like
you want a bit of brute force and ignorance at the back there. You don't want every centre back to be playing 40-yard passes. Not like Toby Alderweireld. He's a one of a kind, really. What he could do. Can't expect that. But if he can defend, mark his man, keep his man from scoring, that's what a defender used to be for in my day. It wasn't for doing the part of the midfielders. This is another day's work with Spurs. We don't have any that make chances, but anyway.
No, 100%. Look, anything else you want to touch on, Philip? Anything else that's on your mind?
No, well, let's see. There's something I was thinking about earlier on there. I suppose it's the Harry Kane situation. There was some very strong criticism of Harry Kane on the site earlier today, which I responded to in kind. But all I'll say is to the people that want to get rid of Harry Kane is, where would we have been over the last 5 seasons without his goals? I'd love someone to work that out. I guarantee it, we wouldn't have been in the top half of the table.
Yeah.
Right. And I think tonight was a bloody insult to Harry to come 23rd in the Ballon d'Or thing. After the season he had last year, to see that little scrote Mo Salah coming 8th, Harry beat him to the Golden Boot. But have they only done the voting over the form of the last few weeks? It seems last season, from January to May, didn't come into it at all. And so Harry Kane to come 23rd. Bloody insult. That man should have been in the top 10. I'm just not playing to the gallery there, David. I know, what a big fan of Harry Kane is. I'm just mad that he came so far down the list. Yeah. And also that Messi won it again. Messi's done nothing since the start of this season. Absolutely nothing. He's been pouncing around PSG. They're picking up whatever he's picking up every week and scored about 1 or 2 goals. He's done nothing, and then he wins it. The only player that should have won that Ballon d'Or today was Robert Lewandowski.
Yeah.
For the goals that he scored.
It actually just maybe not care about the trophy, anymore, that award. Like it just doesn't mean it.
Was it morning when Lewandowski wasn't announced as the winner?
I mean, it's more just, I'm not even the biggest Leva fan. It just doesn't it just doesn't make sense. Like it's just, there was one person that should have won it, and it was Lewandowski. And he also was owed it from last time. They decided not to give it, last time out because of the pandemic, which didn't even make very much sense. It just seems like it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't think there's any credit or any validity to it anymore.
I just feel Lewandowski.
Harry Kane deserved it more than Messi.
Harry Kane and Messi had very similar seasons. They both did very well last year, but have done really very little this season. And yet Messi gets it for the 7th time, and Harry. I hope he didn't bother going over for the presentation. Oh, I really do. And I mean, I think it was a class act too what Harry did with those. God love those people that traveled over from Dallas or Houston or wherever it was for the match. 31 hours traveling and the game called off to say he'd be their guest, his guest at the next match. Bit of class there. And in fact, even the Daily Mirror's picked up on it now today. They've been running a story on it. So it's nice to see us getting a bit of positive publicity, But and the last thing I think, and this is the thing that hasn't been mentioned too much, but I think could be potentially very, very tricky for Spurs, is Paratici's situation at Juventus. That is getting messy. I don't mean the footballer. That is really getting messy. He's one of the 6 names mentioned as being under investigation. And there's talk
I think there are a lot of other teams under investigation as well in the Serie A, so I've heard. So I think it's my best guess is it's just going to be a lot of slaps on the wrist in terms of just little fines and things like that.
They are. There is some quarter saying Juventus could be relegated and stripped of the title. It's so serious what's been going on there. Because they've got form from doing it before. So I just hope that, to keep it Spurs related, the Paratici doesn't get caught up in the middle of it and it affects his judgment and his because you can be sure now every transfer he's dealing with is going to be scrutinized to the nth degree. We're going to be seeing he's doing what he was doing out in Italy, So that's a bit of a worry.
Some are saying that's maybe why Daniel Levy brought him in, because he can cook the books.
Probably, yeah, it could well be. They
ask what Paratici's cooking. Well, he's cooking books.
He's cooking books, right? Well, listen. I just hope it doesn't come back to bite us. Really.
I can't wait to say that to the next person who goes, "Oh, what is he cooking?" I can't wait to say it to them. It's going to be so funny. But no, look, Philip, it definitely is concerning. Especially since he's now involved with Tottenham. The last thing we want is our club being dragged through that sort of mess. I mean, you look at some of the deals he's done already. The Romero one doesn't have to be paid to next year. You're kind of thinking, what I mean? The Galini one, you also think kind of, whoa, you know what I mean? But look, we'll wait and see what comes out. But look, that's why we call him the Don, because he gets the business done no matter what.
Yeah. Anyway, I on a personal note, I hope to God, I'm going over to see my first game for a couple of seasons on Saturday or Sunday. I hope to God, we're talking just finally, I keep moving back on this, but we're talking about the goalkeeper situation, and somebody suggested that we should buy a man from Norwich, the guy, what do you call him, the Dutch guy? Oh, Jesus, I can't remember his name now. He played a blinder for us against Newcastle one year, and maybe we had about 15 shots on target, and he saved a lot of them.
Oh, Krul, Tim Krul.
Yeah. So he's playing for Norwich. Somebody said we should buy Tim Krul. Well, I says if he let 6 in against us next Sunday, that might not go down too well on his CV, So
He's like a bit of a nutcase, that Tim Krul as well. He's a bit of a nutcase if you've ever seen him. I kind of like him. I think he's a bit funny, but he is kind of a bit of a talker by the looks of it.
But we do need to start looking for a goalkeeper because it doesn't look like Hugo's thing is going anywhere, you know? I don't think Galini's going to mustard.
I know Paratici and Steve Hitchin are they're supposed to be overhauling the scouting network at Tottenham. We will be touching a bit on that on Clicky Answer Me this week, actually, because we were supposed to do it last week, but we couldn't get to it.
We're missing out on a lot of players. Needs to be done, you know? Although it would be even better if Steve Hitchin was sent out to Australia to scout a few players, you know, on the West Coast, somewhere well away from an airport. Keep him out there.
Yeah.
You know, because he's a waste of space. Waste of space.
No, that he is. That he is. Well, look, Philip, anything else you want to touch on before we let you go, my man?
No, you have enough other good guests coming on after me, so I'll clear the decks now. And sure, let's hope that after Thursday we're all smiling.
Yeah, hopefully.
No doubt we will be. No doubt we will be. Thursday, will you be joining us for the preview?
Yes, I will. Yeah. I'm just saying, yeah, will be. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I'll see you then, so Philip.
Okay, lads, listen, have a good evening.
Same to you. Now you can talk to the missus about normal stuff because you got all the Tottenham stuff off your chest, lad.
Oh, no. I'm not even going to answer that one.
Good to see you, Philip.
Really appreciate the time, my man. Absolutely brilliant call, as always, from Philip. Absolutely class. He's just so good. He's just so good. But look, guys, wrong one. It is coming to this time of the evening again where it gets all manscapey for you guys out there. But Jack, you know, Cyber Monday today. I mean, there's deals left, right, and centre over on Manscaped. Some good ones there. But they've also given us a code to dish out to you, the Irish Hotspur Army out there, to get an even further reduction, an extra 20% off plus free shipping. I mean, that always comes in handy, you know. So what more do you want? And plus, you know, these long winter nights in, I mean, I know it's cold, but the only place you don't want hair or you don't want anything is down below, you know, especially when you have to sit in with the missus and you have no choice. You have no choice in it. So why not scape it up, you know? You wouldn't leave your garden overgrown for all the neighbours to complain about. So why would you leave the tree trunk overgrown for your missus to complain about? It doesn't make sense. So make sure you get over to Manscaped and use the code FLATCAP.
Yeah, definitely use that code FLATCAP. And the reason being, though, is just because on Cyber Monday, you know, any of you that miss Black Friday, with Cyber Monday, it's basically Black Friday, but for all your online shopping. And when it comes to that, I would say, you know, a lot of us sometimes we kind of struggle with what to get our friends, you know, we struggle with what to get our buddies, you know, and things like that. You kind of just have no idea what to get them. I feel like Manscaped got you covered. You can definitely get them, you know, a bit of a cheeky kind of, you know, package of some sort of full performance package, if you will. And as well with that, I would say is that Manscaped definitely will be able to get you covered with that 20% off using our code FLATCAP with Manscaped as well. I would just probably have to say, everybody, that it is actually a fantastic product. They were actually kind enough to give David and I, you know, their products, and we've actually used it ourselves a bit too many times, I would argue as well. And then as well, they can give you also plenty of other things that are not even shaving related, things that are just, you know, whether nail clippers, nose trimmers, ear trimmer, you know, a bit of colognes and whatnot as well, like David's got right there in front of him. But everybody as well, like not even just for your missus. If you want to get one of your friends, you know, something that you probably just don't know what to get that guy, just grab him a bit of Manscaped and, you know, help David and I and use that code FLATCAP. It goes a long way. It does help David and I on this channel as well. But thank you very much, Manscaped, for sponsoring this fan show.
No, and look, I really, really do appreciate the sponsorship for the fan show. And look, guys, you know, it's 1 minute, 30 seconds. Do stick with us. And we're going to play a little ad for you. Hopefully it brings a little bit of humor to you as well, a little bit of Christmas spirit as well. And we'll see you back in 1 minute 30.
This episode of the Irish Hotspur is brought to you by Manscaped, the champion of the world in below the waist grooming. Thank you very much, Manscaped, for giving us the full performance package this holiday season.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Flat Cap Army, the holiday season is fast approaching. So many of you out there have enjoyed Manscaped's products, and they want to help you reload this Christmas with a 20% discount.
David, what's the most disappointing gift you've received on Christmas morning?
Well, Jack, it has to be that boring knitted sweater I got last time when all I was wishing for is Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0.
That Performance Package 4.0 is the perfect hygiene bundle that includes the Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker, a comfortable pair of boxers, and Manscaped's specially scented hygiene liquids. And it all comes, everybody, in a nifty travel kit to put all those Manscaped goodies inside.
Wow, that's a 5-star playmaking hygiene package, Jack. But how can I impress my Mrs. Claus this season?
This upcoming Christmas, why not freshen yourself up for that romantic evening with Mrs. Claus by the fire with Manscaped's Crop Mop Ball Wipes, their Nail Care Package 2.0, a body wash, and their 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. But where else can the Manscaped help the Flat Cap Army smell good, David?
Well, Jack, it's not just your hanging ornaments that need to smell fresh. We all know the top of the tree needs to smell just as good as the trunk. So why not treat yourself with Manscaped's refined cologne and improve your chances with Mrs. Claus?
Get 20% off with free shipping and use the code FLATCAP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code FLATCAP. It's time to join the Manscaped movement. Your balls will thank you. There it is, everybody. Just want to say Cyber Monday, last chance to get that, good deals. And I would say as well, if you are going to want to do some of that early Christmas shopping, Hanukkah is also approaching us right now, and you need to get that, deal right away for somebody. And you're kind of running out of ideas as well to give for a friend, or also you just want to take care of yourself, get yourself something a little special. Use that code get that 20% off of Manscaped. Like I said, Cyber Monday is right now, and use it, use the opportunity. Right now is your best opportunity to do so. Lots of good deals.
No, great deals. I just want to say thanks to Manscaped. The aftershave, absolutely brilliant. I mean, as soon as I sprayed it earlier on, I got hopped on. And then thank you for the nail care package as well. The Shears 2.0. Really, really appreciate it. Keeping us absolutely groomed to perfection with these beautiful flat caps as well. So thank you very, very much to Manscaped. But look, Jack, we'll keep moving on. We have a couple of super chats to get to. Jack, if you want to take the super chat, I'll just change. Yeah, okay, I'll take the super chat. You're doing it. Brad Matthews said Scouting Network definitely needs an overhaul. It's more of a girl guide network at the moment.
It does need a major overhaul, and this is kind of where David and I kind of did a bit of that Steve Hitchen kind of expose, where it's kind of like Steve Hitchen, he's supposed to be like, some people have even said he's not even supposed to be director of football or even that much in charge of transfers. In fact, he's supposed to be more of just a talent scout. Yet in terms of, actually scouting talent, he's not been that impressive, because look at the players that he's brought into this club that have yet to do a thing. The likes of Steven Bergwijn, the likes of a Davinson Sanchez, the likes of, even a Tanguy, Gio, a lot of these players, Jack Clark, a lot of these players have yet to do very much for Spurs. And so when you think about it, the guy really hasn't done very much in the scouting department, or doesn't even have very good scouts to really support him in some of these, kind of transfer decisions. So I would say the scouting department needs a major overhaul. I think they're kind of also doing things a bit more stats based as well. From what I saw from that article, they're kind of using a bit more video analysis along with stats. It's not really as much of the old school kind of archaic kind of form where it was like kind of just, sending guys out to games, just to, kind of confirm what they already believed, kind of situation. They're not using kind of the age old, kind of, truths of just, it's not, basically what I'm trying to say is that, they're not only using seeing eye tests nowadays, but they're also using video analysis. They're also using stats and things like that. They're basically just trying to overhaul the entire scouting system. And I think it's the best thing that needs to be done. I think it really would help this, transfer policy a lot, because when you're also working under a Levy budget as well, you do need to have a good scouting network. You need to be able to find the players that no one else is looking for. A good example would be like when Leicester City got that Wesley Fofana guy. No one knew who Fofana was, or no one knew who, even the Timothy Castaños were and things like that. And those guys have done fantastic. And when you think about it, that's how probably Spurs should go about it. Improve your scouting network. You probably improve your transfers. You probably get a lot more bang for your buck as well, which Levy definitely wants. So I think, there are honestly no negatives to it. I think it's been something that we've honestly overlooked for some time. Something we haven't really appreciated is really the fact that, this scouting network has clearly failed us for years.
Yeah. No, and I couldn't agree more. Absolute expert analysis on that, I have to say, Jack. Absolutely love the analysis there. And you're right, it does have to be upgraded, and that's probably what they're talking about bringing in all the guys who can do all the stats and and gather all that sort of information that you need about the players as well nowadays. So absolutely spot on, Jack, I have to say. That's definitely worthy of clipping. Anyone out there that can do that, clip that part and send it to me. But big up Brad Matthews, my man. Really appreciate the support and a great talking point. And absolutely love the analogy, my man. Absolutely love it. Big up, Brad. Truth sets you free. Great show. Smash the piss out of that like button and subscribe. Best wishes to the Harris Army and Spurs family. Major trophy by 2024. I mean, I hope so. I hope so. Truth sets you free. First of all, thank you very much for the super chat and the support, my man. And to tell people to smash that like button, I really appreciate it, brother. And the subscribe button. And look, Truth sets you free is wishing everyone else best wishes out there. So why not wish him best wishes as well? Big up, Truth sets you free. I love the optimism with the trophy as well. I mean, why can't you? I mean, this season, if Conte can't get us pulling in the right direction, I mean, we can still save the Europa Conference League. We can still get out. I mean, we still have the Carabao Cup quarter-final against West Ham before Christmas. So, I mean, there's no reason why we definitely can't win a trophy this season. But I'd definitely be looking at next season, I think Conte is a guy, he can improve so much in a short space of time. So, look, maybe next season we could definitely be looking at a few of the Truth Sets You Free. Really appreciate the support, brother. Emily Dunn, let's get the Irish Hotspur to 5K. That's what I'm talking about, Emily. You tell them they need to be subscribing to the channel. The big push to 5K is on. Even subscribe now and unsubscribe 7 months down the line. Just get me to 5K. I don't care what it takes. I know I do. I genuinely make sure you do smash the subscribe button, though. It's a great family here we have. It's everyone's courteous to each other in the chat. We have great debates. I mean, we do many different shows throughout the week as well. We have a lot more planned. So just make sure you keep smashing that subscribe button. I mean, we're only going to get better and better and better. I mean, that's the hope. I mean, we put in the time and the effort, so there's no reason why we can't grow and be better and better. But big up, Emily. Really appreciate the support. And I know she's with us on our takeover of YouTube. Kuva99 says, Manscaped offer the full range of gentlemen's products. You should see the advert for the pre-match bump up. More squeaking than a Ryan Mason presser.
Jesus. Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Oh, he cracks me up. But in fairness, first part of the message, Manscaped do offer a full range of gentleman products.
Yeah, it's not just the shaver for the down under. It's not the lawnmower. You can get an ear trimmer, the weed whacker. You can get body washes, colognes. You can get a nail kind of kit for manicure for yourself. There's basically just variety. There's even like we said in the advert, you can even get things just to wipe yourself down in the down under as well. Just plenty of things that you can find there. So I would actually argue you don't need to just get the whole performance package, even though I recommend the full performance package more than anything else. I would just say you can just get practically anything there. It's not just what you think that they sell. They sell a lot of different items. So definitely head on over there. Like I said, Cyber Monday is upon us, and no one wants to be sounding like a Ryan Mason, after Cyber Monday. So big yourself up, Kuva.
No, definitely don't want to be sounding like a Ryan Mason, that's for sure. Big up, Kuva. Really appreciate the support, my man. Really, really appreciate it. Everyone else, make sure you do smash that like button, though. Continue to smash that subscribe button, and feel free to get in your super chats. It is a great way to help support the channel. It's a great way to help support me and Jack on our journey as well. And, it just keeps us taking over. It keeps us taking over. So it's greatly, greatly appreciated. And plus, it just means we skip to the very front to get to your super chat as well. So you do get to skip the queue. And I know there's people out there that like skipping queues. I like doing it myself. I mean, who wants to wait around, right? So why not do it? Why not do it? But look, Jack, we'll keep cracking on, keep plowing on. I'm having a great time here today. So let's see who we got next to cheer me up even further. And it's Dermot, my man from Tottenham Tantrum Gold. How are we keeping?
Yeah, not too bad. I was just bobbing along to the Teletubby theme tune in my head because that's what I think the rest of some of the Deadwoods are like. I think Leave It comes from there as well, actually.
That's the music they're listening to when going into the match.
Yeah, you can imagine putting your child and watching the telly and Deli Alley, Winks, Dyer, and Leave It coming out as Teletubbies, couldn't you? The poor child would be scared to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing all right. How are you two guys?
Perfect, my man. Perfect.
Doing pretty good.
Love the advert, by the way. Very funny.
Appreciate it. But speaking of Teletubbies, Dermot, I mean, Is Davinson Sanchez, in the Teletubby list now as well? Do you feel
No,
like?
no, he's one of the people at the Flintstones. I've got a dot of them few around as cartoons I watched as a kid.
Yeah, the space show.
But look, Dermot. We'll crack with the news with Bergwijn. Do you want to keep him, or do you think we should be selling him like Conte wants?
Well, can I drive him to the airport myself? I'll drive him there.
You can if you
get
want
rid of him. I've had enough of him.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he do? He scored 1 goal against Man City, and what's he do? Nothing. He's either
Probably
always
saving
injured
for
or he
Lamborghini.
can't be bothered to play.
Yeah.
He's probably playing too much Fortnite with Dele Alli.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a cancer in that squad, and they need to get that cancer up. They really do, because that cancer has been spreading big time. And that goes from the very top of the club right down to the squad.
I feel like he probably is on the way out this January, Dermot, because, take yourself back to that Leeds performance, when Conte was, kind of hugging and embracing all of his players. Bergwijn, his expression was like as if he didn't care that we won when you think about it. If you take yourself back to that.
Doherty's expression was the same. It was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I get my 100 grand at the end of the week. Yeah. You can. I'm actually sick of hearing people slagging off players. We just need to get rid of them. We just need this stop. We need to get rid of them, cut them out of the squad, put them in with the under-23s to January.
Yeah.
And have the players there who want to play for us, who want to play for Conte. And for Harry Kane, I think that poor man needs a break. He's getting an awful lot of abuse for no reason. He had a long summer. He had all the transfer wrangling, and then he's had a poor start to the season. Every player's allowed a dip. That he's kept us going for 5 or 6 seasons.
Mm.
So he needs to he's stored up enough credit. I think we need to give him a bit of credit and a bit of space.
Yeah,
because
definitely agree with that.
He doesn't deserve it.
Definitely,
really doesn't.
Yeah. I mean,
and what do you think of his kind gesture there yesterday, Dermot?
It says a lot about Harry Kane. It says a lot about Harry Kane. I mean, he seems like a decent family man. You never see him in the paper rolling out of nightclubs or getting into fights. He seems a proper family man. So I wouldn't expect anything less from him, to be honest with you. The club should have been doing that, by the way, not Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Levy should have been doing that and paying back all the fans for travelling yesterday. He should be giving them back all their money for their tickets.
Yeah.
And paying for their travelling as well.
Have they even offered to pay any of the fans that travelled out tomorrow? I don't think they've even offered to reimburse any of them. So
that's another disaster altogether. You feel like an ostrich. You stick your head in the sand and you come back up, and it's another disaster. When are these players going to learn? When are any of them going to learn? I mean, today is Terry Dyson's birthday, the winger and the double win in 61 side. You can look at them players back then and 70s and the 80s. They showed more care and more passion for our club than these bunch of wallies do. It's disgraceful and it's disgusting, and I'm sick to the back teeth of it now. I'm just want them gone in January. If they don't go, cancel their contracts. I'll go in there myself and do it. If Levy can't be bothered, I'll go in there. Me and Jack, I'll get Jack to come in with me, and we'll get them by the scruff of the neck and we'll start kicking them out one by one.
No, I think Conte's, hitman needs a bit of help from the Harris Army. I think he needs a bit of help. He can't do it all on his own.
That fella scares me. You look at the telly and you're thinking, Jesus, I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him.
I swear, wasn't he was looking off into the distance after that Leeds match. He really was. I don't know what he was looking at. It was like he was just, trying to look at whichever players he wanted to put in like a headlock, after the match as well. Like, seriously,
I was trying to look for a barcode at the back of his head to see if he was the hitman of the game on the console. That's what I was trying to look for.
That's what I said. No one got that. Oh, I love you, Dermot. That's what I said, is that he looks like the actual hitman from the video game.
He does. Exactly. I looked at him once and said, oh shit, who's he going to kill?
He's like about to shoot lasers out of his eyes or something, really.
you look back of our matches and you look at today's squad, and they're just an embarrassment. I mean, I rewatched the last the last game at the Lane when all the old players were coming out. You just look at them: Graham Roberts, Terry Dyson, Paul Miller, Paul Allen, all them players. They all cared for the team. They cared for the fans as well. These group of players don't care. I don't know if it's like modern football or how it's gone, but they're so far away from the fan in the stand. They're like they're in another world.
Yeah,
and they need to be brought back down to earth very quickly, because they need to know how much that we love our club and how much it hurts us to see our club do so badly.
Yeah. Will they though? You know, look, it's.
I'm starting to think they're not even good, not even let alone trying, Dermot. I'm starting to think half of these players actually really are like at Enes Mira level. Like they're actually that much of them, impersonators or frauds of footballers. Like just genuinely don't think actually Dele Alli is good enough. I'm really starting to think, the likes of Matt Doherty as well is really not good enough. You just start to kind of question, like, are they even, like, of course, they're not giving their all, but as well, like, are they even good enough as well? Like, it seems to be like they actually, that is their level. It's like Enes Mira.
Yeah. We could turn up on Thursday. You, me, David, and a few, the Harris Army would have turned up last Thursday and won.
It would have spanked them.
Yeah, we would. Do you know, Galini, I mean, please, where does he come from? I mean, he's not a goalkeeper. So please just bring him back to wherever he come from.
With Galini, right? Do you know the way we brought in this new goalkeeper coach? Do you think he was brought in to work with Galini to prepare him to be number one for when Hugo Lloris eventually leaves this summer? Because, I mean, I'm hearing that Hugo Lloris potentially off the MLS. I don't know how true it is, but, at the end of his contract. So, do you think maybe this new goalkeeper coach was brought in to work with Galini to prepare him to be number one?
I think so, but he's probably scratching his head and thinking, "Jesus, Mary and Joseph and the wee donkey, how are we gonna get anything out of this fella?" I'd rather have our goalkeeper, Dave, from the Irish side.
Oh, he's class.
I'd rather bring him in and let him, keep Hugo there for another season or two, and let him just learn off Hugo. Because Hugo is a great goalkeeper. He's world class. And I don't think he'll move with the World Cup coming up next year. I think it's on another year. But they need to get a decent understudy, because Galini is, you every time there's a shot and goal, it's going in.
Yeah, and he doesn't even dive for half of them as well. I'm actually starting to think he's like nearsighted or like something like that, where he doesn't even see the ball coming in as well. Bringing in that goalkeeping coach.
If he wants.
Yeah, I think he might need some Specsavers. But, bringing in that goalkeeping coach, it's just another example, though, of this club. We bring in a coach to polish a turd when really just it's just you can only polish it so much. And I just feel like you just have to cut our losses and just hopefully not let Galini reach that, 15 matches or whatever it is. And then, we can just send him back to Atalanta. But maybe he could do decently even as a backup goalkeeper right now. He really is failing. So, like, what do you even do? I think you just try to find a way to just get rid of him. Like, I just don't know. I mean, he is young, though. He has a lot of time on his side. He does have a lot of time on his side. But like you said, someone like Bazunu, who's 4 or 5 years younger than him, is already looking like a much better goalkeeper than him.
He's fantastic. I mean, for a young goalkeeper at a young age, he's absolutely fantastic. And he's going to be a great talent for the future. But I'm positive. I always try to look on the positive side with Tottenham. Always have, always will. And we will win something this year. Either it's the League Cup or the FA Cup or the European Conference League. I think we'll get top 5. But we will win the cup this year. And we deserve it. And I'll be positive for Tottenham to the day I kick the bucket myself. But we're on the rise. The cockle's going to crow again. The Phoenix is coming out. White Hart Lane's going to be singing fans are going to be singing from the lampposts. We'll have so many open top buses with cups going down the Tottenham High Road. Arsenal will be looking there crying out the windows with their towers and with bottles of champagne and cups and Premier Leagues and everything. So everyone, don't give up. We're going to get there. We're going to win.
Yeah.
Don't look down. This is just a nightmare. We will wake up, and we'll wake up with us winning the trophy.
Yeah.
And then Levy will leave us as well, and then that would be like the best day ever.
Wake up from the nightmare to have a nice dream. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Josh, the Tottenham guys in the house, big up, Josh. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Hope you're keeping well. He says, big up the legends, Jack and David, and Dermot, of course, as well. So big yourself up, Josh. Really appreciate the support, my man. And I hope you're keeping well. And I hope the daughter's okay. Josh is doing a live stream. I don't think he might be saying. So look, basically, his daughter was taken into hospital and stuff like that, and there was a charity there that looked after him, looked after the missus, kind of gave them a place to stay down in the hospital rather than them traveling back and forth, and were very good to them. They provide on-the-site counselling all hours of the day, all hours of the night. So, if anyone needs to talk while they're there or they're stressed out or just need to cry, there's always someone there to help them. So I think you would be running a 24-hour live stream in order to raise just €500 for the charity is all. And look, I'm sure we can definitely help maybe even smash that €500. Who knows? But do get over and check that out. But big yourself up, Josh. Big yourself up, my man. Absolute legend.
Support Josh when he needs it, everybody. I think a lot of people have really liked when Josh has come on. I know there are a lot of fans of his, and so I do feel like he needs all the support he can get. He got a lot of support from that charity, so I feel like, you might as well, kind of pay it forward to him as well. He's an absolute legend of this army as well. He's an absolute family member here, so definitely help him out.
Yeah, no, definitely do get over and support him. Definitely do get over and show him the support. And big yourself up, Josh. Big yourself up, my man. But look, Dermot, back to you. You have what else? What else do you want to talk about, my man?
I think we'll beat Brentford on Thursday. We played them last season, so we do have recent memory of playing them. So I think we should win. Everyone needs to give Conte time. And what really gets me is they were quick enough to blame the managers, Jose Nuno, the gnome. Maybe they should have looked at the players. But as we saw in that documentary, Levy's so close to the players anyway. It's the same thing as Newcastle. They put them on big contracts, lots of money, I don't move them on. And then they're stuck there. So there has to be a big overhaul how we get our players first. Firstly, sack Itchin. Send them to the North Pole. I'm sure there's a few polar bears who can go and scout for us. And just get the setup right. If you get the setup right, then we can go places. But, we'll win again. We will come again. These things go in cycle. This is a long cycle we've gone through. But from 1950 to 2000 to 2008, we won a trophy every decade. The last decade was the first decade we never won a trophy in. So we're due one. And this will be the year. Next year, 2022 League Cup winners, 2022 FA Cup winners, top 5 UEFA Conference League winners, and then Arsenal 10th. So that'd be a good season.
Yeah.
Dermot, do you feel like, we need to still, kind of push on in this Europa Conference League? I feel like, it's kind of something where, we probably want to be out of it. It's caused us a lot of pain, a lot of torture, but at the same time, it is our best opportunity to maybe win a trophy, / get into the Europa League, which is more or less our level.
Yeah, I asked the question last week, would we be better going out of it and concentrating on the league and the 2 cups? And at the time, I said yes. But thinking about it since, I don't think so. I think we need to stay in. We need to stay in any competition that we can win. I know it's a place back into the Europa League, but if we don't get the Europa League through the league, at least we'll get it through the Conference League. So everything has to be done as stepping stones. We're not going to get top 4 this season. We can't. You've got 3 teams that are unstoppable. And then you've got the 4th place. Might get it with a bit of luck. But we need other teams to beat each other for that to happen. So I think we should concentrate finishing as high as we can and winning 3 cup competitions. And I think if we win 2, I'm happy. If we win 1, that'd be great. But to be the first winners of a European trophy again, Tottenham will start the trend again because we were the first to do everything. So why not be the first to win this competition?
Mm.
And I think that's once we win one trophy, the rest will follow.
Mm.
Absolutely.
It's probably easier actually to win a trophy and get into that Europa League than it is to finish in a Europa League spot. Yeah,
it probably is. But we've had a habit of losing semi-finals, finals. We haven't got that winning mentality. We're content that once we win one trophy, they get the sense of winning more. That's when it will start kicking in. You look at the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. We win a trophy, then we've won 2 or 3 in the bounce. So, we've done it before and we'll do it again. I know everyone's hurt and then everyone's upset and everyone's a bit down. Well, don't be, because we're on the rise. We're coming back. And it may take next season, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
We just have to keep backing the team and keep the protest going at Levy as well. We've got him on the hook. We can't let him off the hook. He needs to be reminded to put his hand in his pocket because he can't leave the debt on Tottenham. It has to come out of the owner's pocket because we've had this before with Scholar when he landed the club with a load of debt and look what happened to us.
Yeah.
It needs to be. They need to take responsibility for what they're doing. If their companies are making profit, then they need to put that profit into the football club, give it to Conte to buy the right players. Because for too many years we've bought the wrong players for that don't care. They're just there for money, and I've had enough of it. So we need to keep them on the hook, and every game get protests and keep going because we got them on the hook now. And we can't let them off.
Yeah. No, absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. But look, Dermot, my man, before we let you go, why don't you plug your amazing channel?
Well, tonight we had a bit of a hiccup. We were showing the 91 semi-final. And we had a few guests on. We're getting all excited, getting for the Gaza goal. And next thing, we told our stream had been pulled because I got something off a wrong channel anyway. We made the rookie mistake.
Yeah.
So it's all fun. I was a bit annoyed, but you can laugh about it. Our channel is based on the wheels falling off, and what happens. So we use the things like that. You can find us on Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Tomorrow night at 5:30, we're doing a debate on we're rating Sugar's managers. For every manager he brought in, we're going to rate the managers. So we'll get everyone from George Graham to the conductor, which is Christian Ghost. We're so happy with his travel card. He probably left the same way as he came. And just going through the managers who we had. And then, so I'm over there with Phil and Coover. I call Coover our hitman. That's his nickname for us.
Absolutely.
But please, everyone, get these guys up to 5,000. They deserve it so much. They absolutely do. As I said, my show wouldn't have come because of these two guys. So this is the mothership for me. And like Josh and everyone else as well, we owe you two an awful lot of debt and gratitude because you put a lot of hard work into these. You look after us all, and we all love you, and we can't thank you enough for everything you do. So everyone, like, subscribe, get your super chats in, and get these guys up to 5K because they bloody well deserve it.
No, look, first of all,
Dermot, way too kind.
Really appreciate it, but look, you owe us nothing. You know what I mean? You look, you're the one that started your channel. You're the one that works hard putting it together. So all credit to you, man. I do want to say to people, Tottenham Tantrum Gold is on 84 subscribers. Look, Christmas is around the corner. Let's start making wishes happen. Dermot couldn't even imagine that he got to 80 the other day. He's only 16 away from getting to 100. Let's get over there. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. The link is here in the chat. Just click on it, get over there, and let's get Dermot to 100. Dermot, by the end of the fan show, do drop us a message. Let us know whether we got there or not. But big yourself up, my man.
Yeah.
And
thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very humbled by everyone and by everything. So thank you all so much. And come on, you Spurs, we will get there.
Come on,
Love
you
it, Dermot.
Spurs.
Most
Absolutely love
positive,
it.
even more positive than us, Dermot can be. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. Everybody that wants to relive the glory days of Spurs, especially after NS Mura, kind of defeat, I would say head on over that channel, get your therapy over there. But big up everybody, big up Dermot as well. Head on over to his channel, please.
Yeah, no, please do. Let's get him to 100, guys. Let's do it tonight. Truth Sets Your Free says, please help Josh. No, 100%, 100%, my man. Look, we'll all do what we can, 100%. And if everyone else, the day of the stream, if we can get you on, and to get over there and help out. Look, it's a 24-hour stream. I'll definitely take a few hours. I'll definitely do a few hours anyway. Whatever's needed, I will do. But big up the Truth Sets You Free. Really appreciate it, my man. And the stream, guys, is on the 1st of the 1st. So it's on New Year's Day. So it is at 12 p.m. for Cosmic. He has a video up on his channel now explaining what it's about, guys. So do get over there and check it out. So it's on New Year's Day. And look, I'm sure we can smash the 500. I'm gonna
donate as soon. I'm gonna donate as soon after the show. I feel like Josh deserves it right away. I feel like that charity that obviously helped him out deserves it right away as well. For what they did for him. So definitely everybody help out Josh, help out that charity, especially when charities like that kind of save people's lives to a degree, make their lives a whole lot easier, at least a whole lot more bearable, especially in times of stress and times of need. So everybody, I'm going to head on over there and watch that video after this show. Please do the same.
No, 100%. Big up the Truth Set You Free. Really appreciate the support and really appreciate you spreading the message, my man. But look, let's keep going. We have Ben, we have Kuva, and then one I'm really excited to speak to as well is William Kelly. First time. Absolutely can't wait for it. So look, let's get on. Let's get on Mr. Kaufman. But before we do, to everybody out there that celebrates Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. And I hope you have a good time as well. I hope you enjoy it.
Ben.
Good evening, chaps. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Hag Shemaya.
The coffee shop owner. How are you keeping, my man?
Alive. Tottenham almost ruined my holiday, as well as being blown away by the wind, but that's a problem. Oh, well.
Bad weather up for you up north?
Oh, yeah. It was. Well, I just came back. You heard from Chris himself. It was cataclysmic how bad that wind was. It was pretty funny, but so yeah, I mean, I survived, so who cares?
Pretty apocalyptic weather, it sounds like then.
It was bad.
Yeah. Jesus. Well, maybe there was actually, maybe you do feel like since you were kind of maybe closer to it, you probably did then, agree with maybe the decision for the game to be called off then.
Oh yeah, we were driving through there on, Saturday morning on the way home. Not a single place in the area had any electricity.
Whoa.
So that's probably why the heated floor didn't work. Not only was it not plugged in, there was no electricity to the fucking heated floor. So no wonder there's no fucking power. One service station in the north of England had electricity, so no wonder there was no grass working.
So even if Daesh unplugged it, it didn't matter because it wasn't going to work anyway.
It was fucking cold.
Oh, that's absolutely quality.
At least we didn't lose, though. It's all that matters. Great weekend. Didn't lose.
We're still unbeaten. Still unbeaten since the weekend.
Unbeaten.
I love it.
Absolutely love it. But Ben, we're going to be talking a bit about transfers, my man. Bergwijn, rumoured to be gone in January, same as Roden. What's your thoughts on both?
Bergwijn, gone. I mean, the real question is,
why do you want him gone, Ben?
Because he can't hit a barn door from 2 centimetres away. I mean, it's just a matter of fact. He can't hit a fucking barn door. I mean, it's a real shame. He looked really good in his first couple of games, worked really hard for the team, even on that almost playing left back some games under Mr. Mourinho. And it's just he just can't hit a barn door. And if you're playing in a forward left position, you need to be able to hit the barn door. It's as simple as that.
Even the matches when we thought he played well, in the first few matches of the season, he still didn't score.
I mean, it's a real problem. We got to start finishing, because no wonder Harry Kane's pissed off, because none of his colleagues can fucking finish their dinner.
Yeah.
So need to start getting him ruthless bastards, which is what I've been saying here for the last 2 months, apparently.
Yeah, you have.
We need ruthless bastards in that team, and Bergwijn is not one of them. Get rid. Love his goal celebration, but it's not good enough.
Yeah.
If he can't score,
for someone
he
to
can't
have a goal celebration, he doesn't score
and he
very
doesn't
often.
score.
I'll tell you that.
Oh, that's quality. That is quality.
I mean, Joey Rodon, it's a real shame if he goes, because the game Chelsea away last year, he was fucking superb. Like every time a ball went in the box, he headed it out.
Yeah.
So I see him as a player. Every time I see him for Wales, he plays well. So I don't understand why he can't do it in the Tottenham shirt. Maybe he's got a poor attitude for Tottenham. So if the manager wants him out, get him gone. We've got to start building the team.
Maybe it is the poor attitude, but at the same time, I feel bad for Joe because compared to some other players like maybe a Sanchez, who I was proven wrong on, he actually can defend at the end of the day, Joe Rodon.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's not the most technically gifted, but at least he can defend.
I mean, I wouldn't sell him at this moment in time because all the games I've seen him play in the Tottenham shirt, he hasn't really put a foot wrong. I mean, has he? I think he gave one penalty away, possibly. I can't remember. My memory is shocking. But every game I've seen him play is not done too badly compared to Dyer, Davis, Sanchez, Doherty, Aurier. So I don't understand why he's going, and when some of his cohorts are still at the club and still fucking getting a paycheck. So he would be the last defender I would sell. There are 3-4 players I would sell ahead of him. So I don't understand. Maybe Conte just doesn't like him, but apparently he does like him because he was high-fiving him. So who knows?
Maybe so. Do you feel like, this is kind of an interesting take, in case of the Ben Davies, we all kind of had Ben Davies at the top of our deadwood list for some time. I mean, what are your thoughts on maybe him not really putting too much of a foot wrong so far this, Conte tenure?
I mean, he's a very average player, but he doesn't usually make, apart from the Ronaldo one, there are players that make worse. He doesn't play like brilliantly, but he doesn't play that badly. Well, compared to like a Sanchez that's always got his face in the dirt and wanky. Is that you call him Winky? I call him Wanky.
He's become a wanky.
So he doesn't put a foot wrong, but it's average. We need someone more in the team to do something that's a bit more than average. So again, he's not at the top of the list. There are more players we would sell ahead of him, but again, that's another player we need to get out the door. But he's at the bottom of the list in terms of there are more players on that list that need to go before Ben Davies because he's played well in the last couple of Premier League games, it seems. But maybe they'll prove me wrong. I haven't usually been proven wrong, but in my opinion, there are players that need to go before him.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a bad take, actually, on Ben Davies when I think about it. As much as, we really do love to slam that guy, he doesn't really make as catastrophic of errors as maybe other players, but he can be extremely underwhelming. But, maybe at that left-sided center back position, like you said, he'll just play average. And when you kind of need it, that's what, at this moment, average is good enough because we're being kind of used to below average, if not worse than that for most of our players.
And there's too much shit in the. At least he's average and not shit. So
yeah, average is almost what we consider to be good nowadays. When it comes to the squad.
Get rid of Dyer, get rid of Sanchez, Doherty, Bergwijn, Winks, McDonald's. Any more to name that need to fucking go? I mean, there's plenty. Who don't we sell? It's the question. Pretty much most of them are pretty shouldn't be in that team, especially under a world-class manager like Mr. Conte. So. This is the painful rebuild we were promised 4 years ago under Mr. Pochettino.
Yeah, and we're still going through it. Happen. I mean, we're not even halfway through it, Ben. I mean, do you think the pain is only going to get worse before it gets better, or do you think we've already hit rock bottom?
Oh, we haven't even cut the rotten limb off yet. We have to get the saw out firstly. That gangrene is already there. We need to fucking replace all of them. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's like we're walking around with gangrenous legs and it stinks, and everyone's like, "Why the fuck is your leg rotten?"
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Galini. I thought Galini. All my Italian friends said, "Oh, Galini's actually all right goalkeeper." Like, what fucking keeper are you talking about?
Yeah.
He cares more about rapping than does playing football. I mean, it's just like, why are we signing rappers and not goalkeepers? I mean, It's like
it was so we could keep Deli Ali and Endon Belly and Harry Winks and all, you know, they all like rap music, so you know, it was to keep them all happy.
don't care about.
I mean, they had to replace the cricket in the dressing room. I mean, you know, if you're going to take away the cricket, you have to give them something.
Yeah. Well, you've replaced the cricket with a lamppost. It's a real problem. They both do the same thing, which is light things up.
He doesn't even like to dive though, Galini. At least
No.
you know, at least Joe Hart, you know, he's honestly a good actor. At least, you know, when he was a goalkeeper, you know, you wouldn't be able to save anything, but at least, you know, he would get on the floor, you know, be actually diving after it. Where like Galini doesn't even like to get dirty. It feels like, you know, he genuinely watches it go by the post, like, you know, by inches. Like it'll go inches past, and you're just like, Jesus, it's not even diving for some of these.
I mean, they must have told us to give Galini just to sweeten the deal for Romero, because clearly they didn't fucking want him either. So maybe he's just there just to be a court jester at the end of the day, just do a bit of rapping. As long as he's out of Atalanta, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to get the Garrot out in a minute because he's fucking us over now. Jesus Christ.
And that's actually not a bad theory, actually. You know, maybe it was part of Paratici's kind of, you know, like cooking the books, is, you know, saying, listen, you know, we'll pay for the Romero deal next season. And then they said, you know, hold on, wait a minute. You know, you had to take some of this trash off of our books. And maybe that's what we did. So
because Gasperini didn't want him either, because he had a falling out with He was brilliant. And then suddenly he had a falling out. And then suddenly it's not the same. So clearly he just needs to go as well. I mean, the whole squad needs a fucking rebuild at this rate. I mean, it's a joke. So get your pockets out. We need we need a rebuild.
No, that we do. Just a couple of super chats here, Ben. Truth Sets You Free says he couldn't kick a ball in the ocean.
Yep, true.
Tottenham Tantrum goal with the donation. Dermot, really, he says, thank you for having me on tonight. Nah, my man, really appreciate it. Really appreciate you coming on. Look, this is what this show is about, is getting all you guys, you know, who, if you were like me, I mean, you may have people there, but I mean, none of them want to talk Tottenham with you. So, you know, if you're like me, it's a great outlet, you know, for people to come on and get what's off their chest or in their heads. Because even for me, I mean, like on Thursday, I mean, the missus was standing beside me after talking. And I mean, I didn't even know what she said to me. I mean, I was just in shell shock. You know what I mean? So it's good to have people that understand, or for you to clear your head so that maybe you can speak to the missus after games and stuff like that. So this is what it's about, Dermot. But big yourself up, my man. Really appreciate it. And the Truth Sets You Free says, Ben, that flat cap is filthy. That means dope in the USA. Ask Jack.
He definitely thinks that's a cool guy. He knows it.
Dope in Ireland means you're stupid. Truth Sets You Free.
Yeah.
I know what it means in America. It means it's class.
Yeah, it's definitely. He's actually got other one. I feel like he got another one as well, right?
I've got plenty of them, but this is my favorite. Garrison Taylors. They make all the flat caps for the Peaky Blinders. So,
whoa, he's got the finest.
And it's great.
Send me on the link to them, Matt.
I'll send you the link. They're brilliant. They're not expensive either. They're great.
Oh wow, yeah. Send me on the link.
Buy one of those. They're brilliant.
I think there could be an order incoming. I think. And look, I tell you what, I will do. I'll buy a couple.
The Kaufman sent you.
I'll buy a couple as well, and we'll do a little quiz throughout one of the shows, and I'll give some of them away as well.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we have to make sure everyone in the Harris Army has a flat cap, you know.
Everyone needs a flat cap. It's the rules of being here.
Spread the message, spread the word. It spreads the word of the flat cap.
It's not just to cover up the bald spots.
No, I mean, you know, a lot of us, you know, it just makes the whole look, it makes us look like hitmen, makes us look like professors, you know, it makes us look, you know, a whole lot better. I'll tell you that.
Need to be hitmen to get rid of these fucking twats at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Yeah, that guy needs a bit of help, but yeah, I
think
think
they ruined my dinner on Thursday night. It was for once I had a nice dinner, and they fucking ruined it, twats.
Yeah, I think David and I were talking about that, how we kind of just thought it was going to be a match where we could just kind of relax, you know, kind of watch the goals just kind of pile in, you know, and just kind of have a nice evening. And of course, you know, when you're a Spurs fan, you're just kind of ridiculous to assume that's never going to be easy. Just when you think it's going to be a simple win, it never is.
No.
My brother hasn't forgiven me for spitting a chocolate tart over him, because that's how shocked I was.
I mean, it was just, I still can't believe it. I mean, I still can't believe. I mean, you're talking about a semi-professional team. I mean, One's a veterinarian. I mean, the other stacks shells in Lidl. You know what I mean? It's just like, Jesus Christ. They're turning over players that play for the country every international break. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And not only that, you're talking about players who've been begging for a chance, crying, give me a chance. You know what I mean? And they just don't understand it. Like, you can't just turn up and perform when you feel like it. I mean, you get given a chance. NS Mora is the chance you'd be given. I mean, I'm not being like, if I was given the chance to prove myself against NS Mora, I mean, I'd be absolutely licking my lips. I'd be on an absolute raging hard on the night before, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to absolutely rinse these apart. You know, I'm going to have the game of my life. No better way. I'm going to look like prime Ronaldinho. I mean, and all we got is Ronald's. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely ridiculous. It's just, I mean, I just do not understand that. I mean, Tanga and fat ass. I mean, he's on 200K a week, and that's still not enough for him to go out and perform. I mean, just seriously, get out of my
think
club.
he'd be licking his lips against a team like that. You really would be. You would think he would be, you know, using that as, you know, a time for, you know, a compilation, you know, of all the skills that he loves to pull off. But yet, you know, he couldn't even be asked, like you said, Dave.
He only licks his lips from McDonald's. That's all he gives a fuck about.
It's the only time you see him licking his lips. It's never to skin a man evermore. You know, it's never to, you know, beat anybody. It's just when the Uber Eats order is coming.
Fuck off. It needs to go.
Was that your kind of last chance for Tanguy as well? You know, maybe along with Sanchez?
I think I've been done with him for about a month now. I mean, it's just like, it's now, I mean, it's 200 grand a week. 200 grand a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I was on 1% of that money at this. I mean, I'd be having a lot of fun, but I would at least perform.
I think it's just time we cut our losses and just, you know, just do some sort of swap deal. I mean, you could probably get close to 30 million for him. I think you just take the loss, use that 30 million, reinvest it into someone who we actually expected to be doing what he's supposed to be doing.
I'd take a $5 on a Greg's sausage roll.
Well, Greg's is nice, you know. I like Greg's, to be fair. It's quite
maybe
tasty.
Some ice donuts.
Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're talking maybe a bit of
Like
Krispy
your
Kreme or something like
It
that.
is Hanukkah, so get the donuts in.
Oh, yeah. Like your style. I like your style.
Look, Ben, you know, absolutely brilliant call. But before we let you go, my man, why don't you plug that wonderful coffee shop that me and Jack will be making time to come to when we are over there?
You can find us at the Coffee Company on Instagram, spelled as in Kaufman, K-A-U-2-F-I-E. You can find us there for all your coffee stuff. I'm putting the Christmas blend on my website tomorrow. If you really want to show out for your Christmas coffee, it's absolutely fantastic. Just roasted it today.
Ooh.
So by the time it gets to your door, it's going to be bang on. I mean, we've got some exciting stuff coming, and hopefully it's a banger. It smelt fantastic when I opened it this morning. I was like a giddy schoolboy. So it's expensive. I know it's expensive coffee for this time of year. People are struggling, but if you want to support a small business that knows what they're doing, or at least tries to know what they're doing, it's the best place to go to support local business.
No, it definitely is. Definitely is. And I'm still in the middle of working things out on Instagram. I mean, I'm not the most technology savvy, but no, look, link me to the new blend, my man, and I'll definitely share it for you and stuff like that, because I'll be honest with you, look, I am a trained barista and I do like a bit of coffee myself, a bit of a coffee connoisseur. So I'll definitely give it a go, as long as it's not out of my price range, Benny.
It's definitely not out of anyone's price range. It's just quality coffee is quality. You pay for quality these days. Yeah,
no, that's true. That you do. Well, look, I'll definitely be getting a bag myself, and I can't wait to try it. But big yourself up, Ben, and we'll see you again very soon.
Thank you for letting me on, as always.
No, absolutely brilliant. And everybody, please do check out the Coffee Company on Instagram. And it is spelled using in Ben's last name, Kofi. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I do like the name. But big up, Ben, and we'll see you again very soon. Absolute legend. Big yourself up.
Got your brother.
Thank you, guys.
That's Mr. Kaufman, everybody. Absolutely brilliant, as always. Great personality. I do love hearing what he has to say. I actually missed him last week. Actually, I was meant to say that to him. I missed him last week. I was raging he didn't come on. I do look forward to Benny coming on. But big up, Ben. Everybody do get over and check out the Coffee Company. Like he says, he assures you quality coffee for this time of the year. I mean, what more do you want when you're waking up? It's nice and cold. You get that steam coming off the coffee and it just warms you up. And you're still in your nighty gown as well. Absolute brilliant vibes. Absolute brilliant. And I have to say, I really like this one from Kuva. It sounds like he's having a flat cap withdrawals. He's in some flat cap AA meetings, Jack. He says, big up, Ben. Make sure you link the flat cap link. It's been nearly a week since my last one arrived, and 4 isn't enough.
No, I only have 2 at the moment, and I will say it's actually not enough because sometimes you want to be a bit more color coordinated, with your flat caps. Right now, I'm kind of doing it. I guess, it makes me look like I'm rocking the Hitman look. I probably need, a bit more, kind of a, colorful kind of flat caps as well as, maybe ones for going out. Like I said, David, and we've said before, it's kind of one of the packages in creating the perfect man as well. The flat cap just makes everybody look a bit better. It makes everybody, look a bit nicer, especially when you're having a bad hair day. Also just makes you look a bit cooler as well. I mean, it's the complete package.
No, that it definitely does. And look, honestly, I may start checking the prices on the stocks of the flat cap industry because I'd say they're going up now, and I'd say I'm probably missing out. So I need to get on and check the stocks. If there's anyone out there that's cool with that sort of stuff, do hit me up and let me know because it is something I'm always interested in. But I mean, I haven't an iota where to start. But look, let's bring on Kuva for some of this AA meeting over flat caps. Kuva, my man, how are you keeping?
Great here, thanks. How are you, lads?
Yeah, well, good. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since my last flat cap. I mean, yeah, no, I'm all good.
Yeah,
too, man.
well, it's an addiction, mate. I mean, Ben Kaufman, if you're going to hook me up with a flat cap dealer, I can handle it.
Well, actually, speaking of Ben hooking you up, it is in the private chat there, Kuva. So, make sure you check that out.
Box of coffee and a flat cap. This is like underground business. This is Peaky Blinders territory.
Well, I swear, Kuva. All while sitting there with ball you'd be proud to hang on a tree.
Just coffee grinds over them. And a flat cap over them to cover my modesty. Yeah.
I mean, if you were in the mood, you'd probably be able to crush the coffee beans too, Kuva, if you know what I mean.
It gives you something to do on a postponed game, doesn't it? I mean,
now you know what we were up to when the Burnley game was off.
next time game's called off, I'm savaging my nuts with the first thing that buzzes. Anyway. Right. Anyway, let's move on, shall we?
Smooth transition.
David, since you've got composure now, always a key word around Spurs, isn't it? Let's talk about that outfit you wear in the advert, shall we, for a second? Because I think that is spot on. Is that your smart formal wear?
Yeah, that's my wedding wear, Kuva. I wear that. I dyed the beard and all for it. Honestly, on camera it looks like a bit of an orange tint, but it's not. It's pure, luscious black hair. But I do on weekends. I dye it orange.
I just love it the way you and Jack are prepared to take it to special needs level. It's fantastic. Good stuff. Anyway,
you have to bring a bit of humor to what you do. I have no problem making an ass of myself, to make everyone else, to put a smile on people's faces, and that's what it's about, my man.
God, we might get onto football soon if I get my act together. Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, Messi? Yeah, nah, of course not. We all know it's not. Who should have won it though? Clearly, Ronaldo and Cavani and Rashford. Because if they hadn't scored those goals, no Conte. Give them it all. They deserve it. Well done, lads.
Yeah, because clearly you don't win it for footballing, reasons anymore. So you might as well just win it for something else.
It's just bollocks, isn't it? So give it away wherever. It doesn't matter anymore. It means nothing. Right, bad weather. First of all, who was it talking about it earlier? It's going to be either Brad or it will be Philip talking about it. It's back in the day, you just got out there and played the bloody game. I mean, what have we got nowadays? What a bunch of Jessies wearing gloves because there's a little bit of snow. Can't play a game. Jesus Christ. The EPL has got enough money coming in. They should have a contingency plan for this. If there's a danger of a game not being played, just call it off. Just refund people. Have a fund ready for these people who are travelling. Stop a lot of them going. The last minute call off is just sickening. And then there's like the half refunds. Oh, you can have a free ticket. what about all the time and effort they've done into traveling as well?
It's kind of something you do at like amateur level when you actually think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what amateur level is. It's like, you all show up for the match. You kind of have a feeling, it's probably going to be canceled, but you show up anyways because, everybody has to judge the field by the looks of it. And then it's pretty much shows it's no different than even amateur level, the way that they handled it when you think about it.
It's true. And at amateur level, you get on with it again, don't you?
Yeah, you probably still just get on with it, but like you usually, a lot of these people, they would show up and they realize, it might be canceled, kind of situation. Now, when it comes to a Premier League match, you would think that they see it coming down, they see it, absolutely, pelting down with snow. They make the decision hours ahead of time, if not the day ahead of time, and or even just postpone it. Postpone it till maybe there's a break in the weather or something.
Yeah, I mean, I've played in amateur teams where it could have been an avalanche happening. We were still playing. In fact, I think some of them were. It was. I mean, never mind. Well, it's a bad state. The biggest thing we missed out on though with that opportunity is presumably we were almost there, or we had arrived, and if Ndombele was with the squad, why didn't we just sneak him into the centre circle, let it get frozen over, covered in snow for a few weeks, clear off? When he gets found, there'll be this ice block with Ndombele in it. It'll be like a remake of the old science fiction horror, The Thing. They'll find this frozen creature and put it to the side, and one day it gets revived when the passing burger van wafts the aroma onto it, and he claws his way out. It's
we didn't leave them behind in Slovenia, so we might as well just leave them behind at Turf Moor.
Yeah, it would have been all right. I've been okay with that. I was saying to other people about having a cargo plane instead of a normal flight over, so it's easier to offload the players on the way back. Yeah. Anyway, that's the positive things to say about the team. Now for the rubbish. No, hang on. I did have a list, but I'm going to let's go for. I've forgotten now. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh yeah, the cold weather as well. I mean, some of the players, I think got their little My Little Pony flasks with some hot chocolate in it. They're just, it's like, there's nothing. It's not like the old days at all. No, get on with it. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Right. What
Bergwijn.
else? Bergwijn. Got no time for him. He's the moment he turned up, you could tell he instantly lost his head. Straight in with the sudden fame and fortune. Out getting his sports cars in, picking up speeding fines. The first thing you're supposed to be doing is impress the manager, impress the other players, and impress the fans. And there was none of that. He's straight into the rock and roll lifestyle before he's even bloody hit the floor. He's just done nothing to justify being here at all, as far as I'm concerned. Don't care how much talent he used to have. I think he's just a bad egg, but I could be proved wrong. I just don't think I will be.
I think the best you could hope for is but this won't happen at Spurs. You might be like a Memphis Depay situation where Depay came to United, didn't really do very much, but
it's a good comparison. I think maybe sometimes some of these players come over just a little bit too early. When it's like some of the creative players, they can't take the physical side of the game, injured a lot, don't fancy it. Could be hit that with him. I mean, he is constantly injured, isn't he? On the other hand, you got on the other side of the pitch there, Brian Hill. I think, like David, I see a lot of potential in him. I'm not getting quite as carried away as David does, but
I don't expect you to. I'm another level lad.
Yeah, there's something there about him, but it's too early for somebody like that to be getting into this shit show of a team. He needs to be eased in when we're actually settled and playing well. And then he can ease him on with a few substitute appearances, get into the speed of it. He's got potential for that. He's worth hanging on to, but at the moment, I think he probably needs to go out on loan. Same possibly, depending on who we get in. You might say the same with Yafet at the back. He's got, there's something there. We want to hang on to it, but maybe it's a little bit early for him with the responsibilities at the moment, because some of his performances have dropped, unfortunately.
Well, look, here's a question for you, because Joe Roden, reported by Ali Gold, is also one that is expected to be shipped out in January, loan or sold. They're not sure. That obviously depends on another defender coming in. But who would you rather loan out, a Roden or a Tanganga?
I'd sell Roden, to be honest. I don't see anything other than an average player there at best. I mean, at the moment, you could argue that's good enough for our squad, but
Do you think
we've got better options. Yeah, let's go and sign somebody better, and then you got competition. Well, then Davis and Dyer, at least they've shown they'll stay and fight for their place when they don't get picked, and they've got the right attitude. So if we can sign a quality player to replace one of those, then what they can come back in when needed, fill in for when there's injuries and things. I don't think Roden's good enough. He really does look a bit average to me. Tanganga, like I said, bit too young. He's very naive. He needs to learn. Again, he could benefit if we get in a solid team, and then you bring him in when we've got games under control, but perhaps some of the weaker sides. He gets used to playing with the quality players around him. He'll shine again. But yeah, he's more one for the future. Same with Skip. I think we found out that it could be a bit too much for him doing that role by himself at the moment. But he's the future. There's something about that kid.
And I mean, when it comes to Skip, Poch, Jose, and Conte have all said something similar as well. So it's an absolute great point. Just Kuva, sorry to stop you, but I'm going to let you get back into your rhythm now in a minute. But Truth Sets You Free says Kuva can shave his sack without losing his flat cap.
It's custom fitted. It doesn't need, especially when he's bending over, looking down.
This is the chaos this afternoon. It's so funny.
No, I love it. Nothing better than derailing a show, really, is there? Anyway, who else should we talk about? Harry Kane, been there, done that before. If we start playing the pitch more, keep getting the ball into the box, he will come good no matter what. The bloke just wants to score goals. Same with Sonny, because you look at Sonny and he's been just as deprived as Kane has. His goals have dropped right off the charts as well. So yeah, get those creative midfielders, and we're always talking about get a central defender in. It can take as little as 3 players to really kickstart us in January.
What are your thoughts on Sanchez?
Sanchez, he's
more of a llama instead of a.
Oh yeah, let's clarify this bit as well. He's definitely not a giraffe. I thought about camel and horse as well, but Levy would never pay for that amount of animal. It'd go much cheaper option, a llama. Why would he go llama as well? Because he can fleece it.
That's what I actually.
So
it's more malleable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
it likes grass more, and it likes grass more than some of those other ones. Seriously, I actually agree. At first I was thinking, a giraffe was a better comparison. But, the more I thought about your suggestion of a llama, seriously, I think Davinson Sanchez is.
Well, I was thinking with Sanchez, you take him out to the car park and sort of release him so he can escape to the wild. But he'd just be there skating around in the car park for a fortnight before you felt sorry for him.
He probably has better footing on an ice rink than he does.
Perhaps a motorist to put him out of his misery. But no, he's just no good he can't do it in the Premiership. He needs too many players with leadership qualities around him just to keep him on the steady keel. I just think he needs to go back to an easier league where he can shine. He used to be great in the Eredivisie, but no, not for me. Him. I think I have a very strong suspicion that Conte was making that point on the game against Mura, and he was picking these players he knew damn well aren't up to it. Just so it's there in Levy's face that he's got to do that investment, because that if that didn't send alarm bells ringing, it really should have.
Yeah.
Our real squad, the first 11's decent enough. We can beat most teams with that, except for the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea. We're light years behind them at the moment. But for everybody else, we shouldn't be scared of Burnley. I mean, they had a nice little unbeaten run, and they're difficult to beat. They've got a difficult style of play. But at the end of the day, come on, we've got Harry Kane, we've got Son up front. I mean,
we beat them under Nuno as well at Turf Moor.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, compared to their players, I mean, Chris Wood, he's a big dollop of a bloke, but it'll cause you problems. But he's no Harry Kane, is he?
He's not a rocket science kind of player. Yeah, like a Chris Wood.
We'll be all right as long as we're injury free when we come to play them. We'll be okay. I
thought they probably had a better chance of beating us maybe in those conditions than they probably would in any other situation when you think about it, especially with all those players that they had missing.
Because they can play their long ball game in those conditions. We can't play a passing game on those. So, it favoured them. Never mind, there goes the conspiracy theory anyway. But otherwise, everything, I didn't get upset like lots of people did because, we knew the squad hasn't changed. I mean, there was always a chance we're going to get hammered again before January as well. If we got a few players missing and have to make changes, there's going to be some pain. I mean, let's not deny it. We knew this was going to happen. So let's just hang on. Obviously, stuff West Ham in the cup because that's something else, and we will beat them. We will beat them. And get on with the rest of the season as soon as January's arrived. I'm expecting Levy to have all 400 million sat on the table for Conte on January the 1st. Otherwise, Conte's hitman's going to be glowering at him. And we'll get Chris on. I said that in the comments, I think. We'll just get Chris to stare at Levy across the table. That'll do it.
With the Jack
Daniels the hell out of me when he's talking about Levy. But it's not as doom and gloom as we all think. Sorry, am I taking up too much time now, mate?
No. Not at all. We had just quickly. I do want to say to William Kelly, he was in the background. I'm not sure if he accidentally left and can't come back in. But William, just put in the chat, let me know, and I'll send it on to your email so you can come on, my man. So big yourself up, William. I did want to speak to you, so please do come back on. Sorry, Kuba. Go on, take it back.
No, definitely. I'd love to see William Kelly as well. See him in the comments all the time.
Yeah.
Catman Jess as well. Bite the bullet. I'll give it a go, mate.
I've been at Catman for ages.
Yeah. It's good fun. It really is. So as soon as you get over the nerves of the first one, you just relax. It's like having your mates at the pub, but on the screen.
And I mean, Kuba, you're a testament to it, because I'm sure you won't let me say it, but I mean, we were speaking and, you were saying you weren't sure about it, and then you just came on. And I mean, every channel I go on to now, you're on.
Yeah, can't get enough of it. Absolute addiction. The only thing I like more than that is the flat cap. And some pretty damn smooth nuts. I mean, then I'm all set. And everything is to thank this channel for.
All three. It's your source for all three. You can get your fix all in one place.
Yeah, I've got a sweating head and a funny walk, and I'm more confident about Spurs. Irish Hotspur. Otherwise, what else could we talk about? Levy, same as normal. I think he's running scared. Conte and Paratici. This is what we're all building up for, isn't it? We keep saying it, January. There's no point speculating about any players, I think. We'll just see what comes our way because they're going to find something that's going to improve this team. And it doesn't matter if it's a mid-table player with a bit of quality about him or if I don't think we're going to get the top quality players because, we're not going to get world superstars because what are we doing? We're not in Champions League and they'll look at the Mora result and think no, but we're getting a few players that fancy they can lift themselves and this club up. And look at the likes of Brighton with their midfield. No real big names there, and they're playing fantastic football. If we just had a couple of them type players in our midfield, bit of creativity, good passing, keep hold of the ball, what a difference. It's what we're missing. It's that middle of the pitch that's missing so badly. And then that gets Kane forward. Get Kane in the box with Son, goals come.
I mean, now that also Tanguy had that performance, we tried Dele Alli in the center of the pitch as well. He failed. Gio also has his own meme account. You kind of realize, maybe more of a problem than we ever realized, the midfield.
Is it, though? I think we were seeing it.
I think we definitely over here were saying it was a huge issue. But I think we all kind of wanted to ignore, the possibility of, having to. I think maybe a lot of us thought that we could get away with maybe, going a season, without getting a midfielder.
It's the trouble with getting attached to your team. You get attached to players as well. So sometimes you still got those rose tinted goggles on. Actually, could say Danny rose tinted goggles on. Well, I used to love him when he was playing well. He was fantastic for us. The way he used to square up the players 3 times his size was just brilliant to watch. That's some of that passion in the team again now.
I would definitely.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, so got sidetracked again. What was it we were talking about?
How about you answer the super chat with us? You know, would you want to Boubacar Kamara, I believe, is that guy from Marseille. He's a young French player. I'm pretty sure I know your answer. But would you rather have Kamara, Brozovic, or Kessié, given the choice?
I'd still stick with Brozovic because I just think he's got more to offer the likes of Skip, as well as filling everything we need in a midfielder at the moment.
Yeah.
Some of them have got some real... Sorry?
I'm totally with you.
All right, yeah. Well. Yeah, I mean, some of the others there, I mean, Kessié, he's obviously exciting and everything, and ideally, you'd get Brozovic and Kessié. I mean, that would work fine for me. Have Kessié doing the sort of box-to-box role, aggressively getting stuck in all over the pitch. Brozovic just putting that calming influence at the back there. You don't have Højbjerg having to have it all on his shoulders the whole time. He can maybe fit in alongside him when need be. He can push forward maybe. It gives us more options.
Yeah.
But Kamara, I don't really know too well, to be honest. For some reason, I know the name. I just never really paid much attention to it. I mean, there's an awful lot of good players knocking about if you pay attention, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, look, for me, the bottom, I'd probably go Brozovic for me. I think he'd be my preferred choice out of the three of them. I mean, you've got a tank, you got a ball winner, you got a ball player, and a guy who can score goals all in one. So for me, I think they'd definitely be him, the bottom, do it. Really appreciate the super chat, my man, and great question.
Great question.
Look, Tuva, my man, really appreciate you giving up the time. Really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to see you again soon.
Yeah, you better actually blowing you the last few times. Come on, I'm going here. I'm going to.
But before we let you go, though, Kuva, do plug yourself. Where can we find you?
Yeah, where can they find more Kuva?
Tottenham Tantrum Gold with Dermot and Phil Lattis. Doing a really amateurish job on botching our videos at the moment. But when we get it in a working order, you'll see 3 middle-aged, fairly grumpy men whining about Levy and but mostly looking at classic old videos of Super Spurs and the 80s team. And we're hoping that we'll start doing some more recent things, hopefully with a bit of the likes of Robbie Keane and that. Just get fan favourites in there and bits of nostalgia. And even if we're having a bad time on the pitch in real time, then we can look back at the past. I mean, that's what club's all about. You treasure your past memories.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're gonna be showing that to a few people, and a lot of the younger fans who haven't seen some of those games before. So exciting stuff. Otherwise, I'm doing the channel all around the channels. I'm on just about everything I can find nowadays.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Always give a plug for this channel, of course, because this is where it all started for me. Just like Tottenham TV was your starting place, David. This is like the birth of Kuva 99 on the online scene.
Conception.
And you know what? I have to say, fair play to you. I did hear you give it a plug on Bob Spur TV actually the other day, and there was absolutely no need for it, but I really do appreciate it, Kuva. Absolute brilliant.
Still do it. It's natural, isn't it?
No,
I mean,
it is.
Like I said, this is always like a little home for me. This channel. This is your slippers on. You tip your flat cap back a little bit. Cup of tea. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Irish Hotspurs on. It's all fine.
I love it. I love it.
And you two, the chemistry between you two is just brilliant.
Appreciate that.
You've got your Irish charm, bit of the sort of fluffy idiot role that David plays, even though he isn't.
I am an idiot.
No, you're not, mate. You know your stuff. And then Jack doing all the stats, and he's got the much more calm sat back. It just works perfect. It's a really nice blend, and I think people love that about this channel.
Appreciate
Wow.
that, Kuba. Very nice.
Wow,
of you.
really appreciate that again. Anyone out there that was listening to that, make sure you clip it. Great endorsement for the channel there by Kuva. But Kuva, honestly, as much as you value us, we value you and everybody else like you who takes your time to come on and make this channel great. So really appreciate it, brother. Everybody do get over and check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Like I said, on the big push for 100 subscribers. We're nearly there. Let's get it going. Let's get it done tonight.
Yeah,
Get
come
it to the
on.
100. Get it to the 100.
Come on. If you
Good
love
place to
Spurs,
find
love
more
the channel.
Kuva. Good place to find more Kuva and live out the glory days. But good to have you, Kuva, as always. And we'll be seeing you very soon, my man.
Pleasure as always, lads.
See you,
Catch you,
Kuva.
brother.
Absolute brilliant. Brilliant call again from Kuva. Absolutely quality. You know, I absolutely love him. He's so funny. He is so funny. I do love him. He cracks me up. I don't know what. It's just, even when he makes his points, he just carries on going, even though he's made me laugh. He's brilliant. And a very insightful guy, I have to say. Very, very insightful guy. He gets you thinking, he does, with some of the points he makes. Absolutely brilliant. Vaz Radfar says, big thanks for keeping our spirits up. Big up. Come on, you Spurs. No problem at all, my man. Look, you know, as much as we keep your spirits up, you guys keep our spirits up too, you know. Works both ways. So big up, Faz, and really appreciate it, my man. And then the truth sets you free says, January transfer window or it's a Daigle protest. Couldn't agree more.
Daigle said so himself. Daigle said so himself. If we don't get that investment, then, you know, it needs to, basically, you'll be seeing Daigle on a plane.
No, definitely will be. Definitely will be. William Kelly, come on, sign back in, my man. Just about to bring you on. Where you gone? Come on, William.
Just
give him
in that
one more
moment
minute
as well. Come on, William Kelly, get back in here.
Just about to bring him on. Where is he gone? Where is he gone? Come on, William. We're holding out. We'll give you 1 minute, William.
We kept your spot in line. We kept your spot in line, William. We kept your spot in line. Get back in here.
Oh, where is he? Where is he? He'll be back. He will be back. We'll give him 1 more minute. I know he's signing out and signing back in, so we'll give him 1 more minute. But Jack, you know, where do you stand in the whole Stevie B? I never asked your thoughts on it.
I mean, I think what the debate that's been in the chat is comparing him to Lucas Moura. And I feel like when you think about the difference between Lucas Moura and Stevie B, at least Lucas Moura causes a lot more chaos than Stevie B does. Like, Lucas Moura is better at skinning past his man. Lucas Moura is better at dribbling past his marker. He's just better at just creating than Stevie B. Like, Stevie B doesn't really create very much. Like, there have been matches like against Vitesse, you know, for example, you know, other ones this season where he's just created absolutely nothing, you know, especially when it comes to first touch. We all know Lucas's first touch is way better than Stevie B's. We all know he's much better at dribbling than Stevie B is. You could probably argue Lucas is better at finishing. And I hate to say this, but I'm not by any means really bigging up Lucas very much. I think it's just, if you were to compare, it's just a whole lot better Lucas than Stevie B. But that's my thoughts on it purposely. But we are going to bring in the absolute legend himself, William Kelly, into the building. William, looking forward to this.
I'm absolutely
looking forward to this.
Yes,
how you doing, my man?
Absolutely. Good to see you, my man. How are things?
Good. How are you, boys?
Yeah, we're all good, my man. Look, you know, no game yesterday. We're still unbeaten for the weekend, so I mean, can't complain.
Well, that's it. Yeah, definitely. I'm glad the match didn't go ahead yesterday.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because they'd have folded like a deck of cards.
No, do you know what? And people make great point about it, that Burnley would be used to that sort of Route 1 football, you know, whereas Tottenham wouldn't, you know. So probably is probably just as well. It probably was called off. You're probably correct.
I think so, because to be honest with you, that was perfect for Burnley.
Yeah.
And Tottenham were ripe for the taking. And I'm glad that was called off. Because those players wouldn't have been up for that. No way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not our pampered players, anyway. That's one sure thing.
No, I definitely agree with that. Definitely pampered. That's for sure. I mean, they probably went out there, you know, but instead of making snowmen yesterday after the game, you know.
They probably were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were told to go back and train, though.
I just want to make a point. I heard you talking earlier on about Galini.
Yes.
And Galini, from what I've seen of him, he reminds me of a sloth.
Kind of looks like one, too.
He does. Like, He's absolutely no movement whatsoever. He's a shocking signing.
Yeah. What do you
I
make
don't
of
know
that
what.
theory that he was, we got him to basically sweeten the deal with the Romero situation? Maybe we got Romero for such a, kind of cut price and everything that was kind of part of the deal.
Yeah, I think so, Jack. I think that's exactly what that was. Because they wanted him off the books and it was perfect for them.
Yeah.
So I don't mind if that was the case, because we can easily get rid of him anyway. That's not a problem. But there's some serious issues at this club.
Yeah.
And look, William, we always communicate through the chat, so it's great to have you on here as well. What do you think the issues are, my man?
Oh, look, the main issue for me, and I think everybody's going after Levy, but I don't think we should be going after Levy. I think we should be going after Joe Lewis. He's the problem.
He's the one with the money as well.
Like any organization, it starts at the top. And if the problem's at the top, it filters all the way down. Because what you got to realize too is a lot of these players know exactly that the club isn't putting the money into the club, that they're not putting their hands in their pockets, and they're not buying the right players. And after the Champions League final, and especially with Poch leaving the way he did, getting sacked, I think it's just gone downhill so fast. It's like an avalanche that they can't control now.
Yeah.
And, we all talk about if they don't fund Conte, and I'll get to that in a minute, because I don't think they will. I think even if that is the case, we can't get these guys out, no matter how hard we try. They don't care. They're making money. They don't give a crap. And fans are not going to stop going to the matches.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop buying merchandise. It's just not going to happen, because they love the club too much. When you buy an item from Tottenham Hotspur, or you pay for a ticket, you don't think of Levy and Joe Lewis. You just think of your team.
Yeah.
That's what you think of. You think your money's going towards them, but it's not. It's going in their back pocket. They're shockers. They're worse than. I heard someone make the point that they are worse than Alan Sugar, Alan Sugar was worse than Levy. But I think Levy they're worse than Sugar.
Yeah, because at least Sugar saved this club, where they're putting it down an avalanche, just like you said. Speaking of the players, do you feel like the reason we have such a hard time getting rid of them is kind of what you were alluding to, which is they're almost like paycheck kind of players. They don't really actually care about, playing football. They really just more care about, whichever club pays them the most. It's
attitude. It's just attitude. It's definitely attitude, and it's the quality of the player too. Like, anyone that's played soccer in their life will know that when you go out onto that field, if you don't have the right mentality and you don't have the right attitude, you're fucked straight off the bat. You're going to lose that game. You're going to get overrun by players that have the right mentality. And Roy Keane alludes to it all the time about Manchester United. He talks about Paul Pogba and players like that. Like, they're great players, don't get me wrong, and they can produce great skill at the moment, but they don't have that heart, that will and desire to fight when it's needed. And the problem with Tottenham, and over the years with Tottenham, is that's exactly the problem, is that we have the wrong players for them positions.
Spot on.
And if they back Conte, which I don't think they will, but if they were to back Conte, he would bring the right mentality and the right players in. But you're looking at probably about 10 players to ship out. Now, that's not going to happen in January. That's not going to happen in the summer. That's over 2 or 3 seasons. Like, you just can't get rid of these guys. They don't want to go. Dele Alli doesn't give a continental fuck. He just does not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
you've said this before in the chat before. I remember that actually. You said it's going to take 2 or 3 seasons. It's not one window or 2 windows.
Like, I hear a lot of the Tottenham fans on the chat, and I feel sorry for any Tottenham fan. I feel sorry for. I really do. And there's a lot of optimism And I'm not trying to bring the situation down. I'm just trying to be a realist about it because I've seen 20 years of this shit.
Yeah.
The only good time that we had at this club was Pochettino under Levy and Ennick.
Yeah.
It was the only good time. And it was the only moment where I actually sat back in my armchair and thought, shit, we could actually win a premiership here. We could actually win a major trophy.
Yeah.
And it filtered out and it didn't happen. And, you know, we can all blame Levy and Ennick for not backing him, but I think there was more issues there as well. I think Poch, you know, he's a good coach, and I love Poch, but I think at the crucial moments, I think he made the wrong decisions.
Yeah.
But then that's easy for us to sit here and judge him, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he did do a fantastic job. He gave them that fighting spirit, you know, that they would chase down everything. You look at Liverpool, for instance. Like, those guys would run through brick walls for Klopp.
Yeah.
That's what you need. That's what you need at a club. You need that. But it's not just the first 11. It's everybody. Everybody at
systemically.
Your second string, you need everyone at that same level that will come in and do a job. Unfortunately for us, and like I alluded to with the Burnley game, thank God that didn't go ahead, because you imagine if we were 1 or 2-0 down against Burnley in the snow and Conte turns to the bench and he looks at his bench and he goes, I've got Dele Alli, Ndombele, Stephen Bergwijn, I'm fucked.
Which one will freeze in the snow first is what he's probably thinking.
Come out here, shit themselves, and just drop dead, you know, and not give a shit. It's like, we're in a mess.
I have to say, William, a lot of people are really enjoying what you have to say, my man. So, look, I know you have a lot on your chest, so keep getting it off, my man.
Oh, I do, Davey, I do. This is years of pent-up frustration.
Yeah. I do not.
As I said, I feel sorry for every Spurs fan, I really do, because I remember being at school when I first started supporting Tottenham and the abuse I used to get. And I think you had a guy on the show from Northern Ireland that said the same thing. And I mean, being a Tottenham fan back then, it was pretty dire. Like, the only good team I remember was obviously Paul Gascoigne, Gary Lineker, Paul Stewart, those sort of players. That was brilliant so much. And then after that, maybe with Teddy Sheringham and Robbie Keane. Like, back then we had 4 strikers. What the hell are we doing with just one striker? What is wrong with the mentality at this club? I don't get it. Like, we keep persistent with one striker, and it's not fair on Harry Kane. Like, people turn on him and the service that he's given to this club, and we expect him to be the one that saves us all the time. That's not fair. It truly isn't. Like, that man should have been allowed to go to Manchester City. He should have been. I'm sorry to say that, and I know a lot of people will not be happy about that, but he should have been allowed to go and win trophies, because he won't win it.
What he's done for us. Yeah, considering what he's done for us and what he's sacrificed for us.
Yeah, most definitely. He deserved that time to get away and win trophies. And now that's gone for him. That's definitely gone for him, because I can't see Manchester City coming back for him now, to be honest with you.
We've even said as well in the backup striker situation, we've said before, like, oh, what striker would want to come in and play second fiddle to Kane or play backup to Kane? It's kind of, think about it the other way, though. I mean, there are a lot of strikers that should have that mentality that maybe they can, you know, play ahead of Kane or challenge Kane or, you know, play those minutes that maybe Kane doesn't need to play.
Yeah, there's the point, Jack, that I always, when people say that all the time, a backup striker. Why are we playing a backup? Do we have a backup striker? Why don't we
Why do we even call it that?
Strikers?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why don't we get a quality striker and put him up front with Harry Kane and watch that flourish? It doesn't make sense to me. And I know probably if that's the case, then Son is going to get put out. But to be honest with you, Son hasn't been playing well either. None of them have, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Not a lot of shining lights right now.
Yeah, no, I'm worried. I'm really worried. I am, because if what I think might happen, that come January, I don't like the idea that us Spurs fans have in our head that we're going to get Vlahovic or Kessie or De Vrij or Brozovic. Forget about that, guys. None of them guys are coming to Tottenham. Like, let's be brutally honest about that. I actually wanted to say to you, the show you did on on the Levy budget, get that one back out, Matt, because that's what's coming.
Yeah, that's why maybe I had two things. So right, I had two different shows. I had two transfer shows. One with the Levy budget, one with a dream schoolboy got a budget. When you think about it, seriously, you're actually right.
Because that's what's coming, Matt.
Thank God I already put out that one. Then thank God I already put out that one. So I'm actually happy for myself.
You're going to have to go back to it again.
I have to make a part 2 for it. You're right.
No, it's a shame, but I actually think what's going to happen is they won't back Conte. They'll spend the money that the club makes, but they won't. Joe Lewis won't put his hand in his pocket, which is a crying shame because I don't understand. The man is in his 80s. He's going to be clocking out shortly. Why not spend those billions? Like, why not go fucking crazy? I don't understand it. If it was me, and even if I wasn't a Tottenham fan, I'd just go, well, let's spend billions. Let's buy Messi and Ronaldo and just go fucking ape shit and turn it into Paris Saint-Germain. Why not? Don't
even worry about the rules even.
Let's see where this can take us. Because you can't bring that with you.
Yeah.
There's probably not enough wall space in his, in his yacht either for, any artwork. So you feel like, he's seriously just money.
I mean, I like my artwork, guys, but I'll never have what he has. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, the guy has a proper collection. To be fair to him, has a proper collection. But look, William, I mean, so efficient. I mean, you've covered an awful lot there in the space of about 20 minutes. But have you anything else you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, I do. I do believe that Conte will be the next Man United manager. That's my prediction.
Oh, don't do it to me.
Rangnick is only an intern. He's only an intern, and he's there purely on the basis to get them just ticking along until Conte comes in the summer.
Yeah,
because they're waiting. They're going to wait and see what Daniel Levy does or what Joe Lewis does, and if they don't back Conte, and if the situation gets any worse, which I can't see it getting any better, then Conte will fly the nest, man. He's gone.
Yeah, and
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Do you know what? But I kind of get where you're coming from, because, like, you hear what he's saying about the players compared to what he was first saying when he first came in. The pieces that he's saying now, you can already see it going down. What Jose Mourinho was saying, what Nuno was saying, you can already hear it going down that sort of line. And it's just like, I don't know. I suppose, look, we're just going to have to wait and see. But look
at it this way, David. Look at it this way. Sorry, man. Look at it this way. If those players are listening now to what Conte said, apparently, and this is what Jamie O'Hara said, that Conte got into some of the players after the Mura game. Now, I can only imagine what that man said to them. That would have been. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for that one.
Oh, stop.
Oh, we all would. We paid money for to be that fly.
It's one of them. You never want to be on It's one of them, William. You never want to be
all the money in the world to watch that one.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, look, if Tottenham want to generate, William, if Tottenham want to generate any more revenue, I mean, they could just film it and put it out there for us. I mean, fans would flock to pay.
That's it. But just the one on Dele Alli.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What a
he has to
crayon.
be hanging with the wrong. He has to be hanging with the wrong people.
Yeah.
He has to be. The mentality, just the whole physical outlet of him, just isn't right.
Yeah.
You know, and we can blame it that Christian Eriksen left and the supply went and whatnot, but that still doesn't stop you from getting into the box. Like, look at the goal he scored against Man United at Old Trafford. You know, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Where's that Dele Alli gone? You know, I don't like. He is a complete shadow of what he was.
Yeah.
Like, if I was the manager and he turned up with that fucking haircut, I'd grab him by those dreadlocks and I'd have fucking swung him out of that club and told him to go get a haircut. Could you imagine Alex Ferguson dealing with that shit? He'd have lost the plot. You know?
Yeah. No, you're spot on. Absolutely spot on. But look, William, I have to say, I've really enjoyed you coming on. I've really enjoyed chatting to you, my man.
Problem.
It's great to put the face behind the name. I do hope to see a lot more of you. I have to say, everyone in the chat has absolutely loved what you've had to say as well. And
that's good, boys.
And pass on. Tell Luke that we were asking for him, my man.
I will do, boys. He's in awe of you guys.
Oh, the flat cap is coming to him.
Told me, he's always told me he wants to be a YouTuber. That's his main aim, and I honestly, I reckon he will be.
Wow.
Because it's what he wants to do.
I love it.
He's got it in his head. Yeah.
Well, look, if he ever needs any help or any advice or anything like that, William,
definitely.
What we have to do is just get in contact, my man, and we'll always
I
sit there.
couldn't think of two better people to send them to. Definitely.
No, look, we'll definitely help him out. Definitely help him out. But look, William, you've been absolutely brilliant, my man. I mean, what an appearance. I mean, people have loved what you had to say. We love you. And promise me you'll be back on another one, my man.
Oh, definitely.
Same time next week.
Yeah, definitely, boys. And look, I do think we can beat Brentford, but it'll be a shit fight again, I think.
Won't be easy. We never make it easy. We never
we won't. No. It'll be a long time before you see the Pochettino days again. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we all know the simple solution. Back Conte, but I just can't see it. I really can't.
Same thing again. We never make it that easy. We don't come up with easy solutions. So, you know.
And we're probably going to lose Paratici now as well. What a mess that is.
Yeah.
You couldn't write a book like that. That just is unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean,
go ahead, man.
I was just going to say, I mean, you look at some of the deals we got, the Galini deal, the Romero deal, it gets you thinking a little bit, you know?
It does. And look, Paratici, he's got in some good deals. Like, look, Romero that's what you want. That's attitude. Yeah. That's the right mentality. But I'm sure that guy turns and looks what's beside him and looks at what is in front of him. And he goes, Jesus Christ, like, this is not. That's why he brings the ball out and keeps going so far up the field, because there's nothing there to pass him.
Yeah.
Have any of you seen that clip of Ndombele?
Yeah.
Where he gets the ball and he's got acres of space. The guy charges at him. Instead of running forward, he just flips it off. And oh my God, I don't know.
Honestly, every single clip you see nowadays would drive you mad, William. But look, William, I really appreciate you giving up the time, my man. And we will see you again very, very soon.
Definitely, boys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Come on, you Spurs.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. And the pleasure was all ours. Come on, you Spurs. In contact we trust, my man.
Thank you, boys. Cheers.
And tell Luke we said hi as well. Tell Luke we say hi.
I will do.
Excellent. Big up, William.
See you, my man. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You know, and there you have it, guys. I mean, you know, we're saying to people out there, if you're anywhere sort of nervous, I mean, William's a living example. I mean, he's just come on there and absolutely smashed it out the park. And it was great to see him. Great to put a face behind the name. But look, Jack, I just have to run off to Jack's quickly. I mean,
no problem.
I'm not here. I probably should be wearing nappies, some Pampers maybe, but I am going to I just need to pop off for 1 minute to go toilet. So
That'll be the new sponsor for us.
Take super chats and then
big up. Yep, definitely take it over. Mari from That Spurs episode. Please, everybody, check out his YouTube channel, Mari from That Spurs Show. Please check out Mari's channel, the Love Show, and everything. He's just absolutely class. Also from Brooklyn as well, even though I'm not originally from Brooklyn. I do live over in Brooklyn, so he's an absolute class man. I can verify that. He says the disrespect of Kane and Son is crazy. Kane, 23rd, man was the playmaker and goal leader in the toughest league. Conte will bring respect to our badge. There's a lot to unpack with that absolutely brilliant comment, Mari. I would say just when it comes to it seems like also there are a few things I have to say. When it comes to Kane and Son, they are our best players. They're absolute gods on the pitch. They really do deserve a lot more respect. I feel like, they go through one sort of bad patch and all of a sudden we're just out to get them. We're out to destroy them. It just doesn't really make sense to me. It really doesn't. It just feels like, they're kind of warranted some respect. They've warranted a bad patch. They've had such great seasons under us that they're allowed to have a bad patch when you think about it. And then as well, it feels like, there's this kind of Kane versus Son debate. Who would you rather have? They're better with each other. It's kind of like breaking up a band when you think about it. They're just better with each other. They're better to stay together. So we just need to keep Kane and Son together. All Son fans, all Kane fans need to realize that they're better with each other, and there's no reason to be divided on the situation. I feel like, they're just going through a bit of a bad patch. And the reason being is just because of the players that play behind them, that are trying to give them the opportunities, and they just can't do anything with it because they have just such poor players behind them. And Kane as well from last season, just what a ridiculous season that he had. It just feels so kind of crazy to rip him apart. He does deserve respect. He deserves a bit of a backing from the fan base. I really couldn't agree more. And Conte hopefully will bring respect to this badge. People already start to fear us, Mari, when Conte came into the building, and hopefully maybe that might, come back a bit soon, especially after we beat Brentford on Thursday. That respect will come back in. That respect definitely should come back in. But big up, Mari. Everybody, please check out his channel. He's an absolute legend. He really is. I definitely love it. It gives you a good laugh as well. And he's honestly runs fantastic shows just for the vibes as well. But big up, Mari, my man. Debatum Duda says Spurs should raid Borussia Mönchengladbach for Matthias Ginter, and Dennis Zakaria. And then we go all out for Vlahovic. And then Brozo, thoughts? I mean, you come to the right place. I mean, when it comes to Mönchengladbach, I feel like Matthias Ginter actually would fill in that passing center back role. He really is actually more technically gifted than he is even a great defender, which is kind of what we need at the moment. We need people that are good on the ball in that back three. I think he would probably do quite well in the back three. He did play in that back three for Germany and looked actually pretty decent there and over the Euros as well. I really like Matthias Ginter. Also, he brings a bit of experience. And like I said, he's an unbelievable passer of the ball. Then Dennis Zakaria, who hasn't been playing very much, I think because of that one guy, Kone, who's kind of taken over his spot. The Swiss international Zakaria, we should also definitely go after. He's absolutely class. He's kind of a box-to-box destroying midfielder. He's a good passer of the ball as well. I would do anything to bring in Dennis Zakaria. I believe you could get him on a free, if I'm not mistaken, as well this summer. I could be wrong, but you might be able to get him in on a free as well. So I feel like he could be maybe if we don't get Kessié, he would be like an alternative to a Kessié. I really do believe so. And I would go all out for Vlahovic. I'd pay any price for Vlahovic. But I guess the price right now is 40 million. And then Brozovic, I feel like you just need somebody for the here and now. You need a baller. I don't care how old he is. He's a baller. You need to bring him in right away. So Debatum Duda, I could not agree more. And I love your style of rating Borussia Mönchengladbach. I think actually the Bundesliga right now, in this moment in time, the Bundesliga should actually be a league that maybe we should consider more, just quickly, because with the Bundesliga, it's more of a high pressing, kind of high octane, very fast kind of paced football. And so it's actually, I think, easier for Bundesliga players to make a transition to the Premier League than other leagues, if you ask me. That's just my personal belief, though. But big yourself up, dude. A great comment. True Sets Free says we have a championship midfield. Eriksson days are gone. I mean, apart from Skippy and Højbjerg, yeah, kind of do have a championship midfield. And also Skippy and Højbjerg, at the moment, they have their ceilings as well. They have their ceilings. And so, I mean, seriously, all we have left is Tanguy, who can't do shit. Dele Alli, who's a human walking crayon. Julius also, like I said, who has his own meme account. So genuinely, like, it's just the midfield could not be more broken. The midfield could not be more empty of talent. It really couldn't be. But big yourself up, True Sets Free. And he says, if Conte is a Spurs mannequin, I'm swimming the fucking English Channel to join Daigle's Big Bash. Yeah, I definitely will be seeing you on that plane myself, True Sets Free. I'll be seeing you on that plane with Daigle. Might as well, maybe we'll meet up in Toronto or something and take an international flight from there. But seriously,
we have the whole American Army. Daigle leading the charge on the plane. I'd say that'd be one plane ride over that I'd like to experience for sure.
It'd be absolute vibes, but in the worst kind of sense vibes. I mean, honestly, it'd be like, our carry-ons would just be pitchforks and torches. That would be our carry-ons onto the plane. But big up, True Sets Free. I couldn't agree more. And I'll be seeing you. I'll be swimming in that channel with you. Big up, Colin. Absolute legend. True Sets Free also says, blaming Kane, he's on a pub team. We lost to Uber drivers in Slovenia. By the way, Kane's goal was class. Great touch / side netting. Just quickly, and then I'll get David's thoughts. I think Kane, it's not even too much of an exaggeration the way the players played on, Thursday. He was basically playing on a pub team. And then as well, it seemed like people were even frustrated that Kane scored when you think about it as well. It's like people didn't even want Kane to score. Like they were kind of disappointed that he scored. That's just a theory of mine. It just feels like there wasn't as much of a reaction when Kane scored. It's like we kind of want him to fail, kind of thing, which is, I don't know. I think then you're just getting your morals and your support of the team all mixed up. But I think that was a class finish. There's no other player in our team who would have finished that when you think about it, because we already struggle with finishing. There would be no other player in our team that could have finished that at the end of the day. Despite him not having the best of matches, he at least still put away that goal with absolute class. And there's no other person in the team that would have been able to put that away.
No. Look, this whole thing about blaming Kane. I mean, for a while I thought it was solo, but a lot more people are starting to see where I'm coming from. I mean, why make everything a Kane problem? I mean, people blame Daniel Levy. I mean, people say they want Dele Alli to be a striker. Harry Winks is still good enough to be at Tottenham. They accept that he's a squad player. They still think it's good enough. And the likes, they want to give Ndombele, countless of chances, but yet in the same breath, they want to blame Harry Kane. I mean, let's be honest, in the goals department over the last 5 years, you're talking about a player that carried us. Yes, other players chipped in and they had some assists to help Kane, but I'm talking about in the goal department, this guy carried us for 5-6 seasons now, but yet we want to make him a problem. Now, I would understand if it wasn't just Kane scoring and everyone else was scoring goals, then you'd say, yeah, it's an individual player problem. But I mean, when we're not creating chances, nobody's scoring goals. I mean, not even people can tell me Son's scoring it because he hasn't scored in the last 4 Premier League games. So he's not even scoring goals. I mean, so therefore it's a system problem, it's a quality problem, and the problem is further back down the pitch because none of your front players are chipping in with goals whatsoever. So to make Kane a problem, I mean, I'll never understand it. And as well, I agree with you. It seems like people were disappointed he scored. I mean, if Luka Moura scored, people would be jumping everywhere and, oh, look, this is what Moura brings, this, that, and the other. I mean, Kane's goal, I mean, it was a beautiful chip. I mean, great finish. You put the ball in the box and he scored. I mean, is that not proof enough? Once you do create a chance, put the ball in the box.
He also equalized as well, though, which, as much as it's depressing that we equalized, as much as it was a depressing, moment that it was an equalizer, if, Davinson Sanchez, like we said, didn't have the memory of a goldfish and, didn't decide to, eat grass instead of defend, that point would have gone a long way. That point would be basically the difference between us, qualifying and us not qualifying when we come up against Rennes. So, to be honest, he did his job. Of course, we needed to win that match, but still, he did equalize and did his job at the end of the day.
And he did. And the thing is, I mean, the guy's doubling up. He's dropping in deep, holding up the ball, getting us further up the field, and then trying to get in the box at the same time and finish the chances that he's dragged us up the field to create. Look, I will not understand that. I mean, this wouldn't go on at any other big club around the world. I mean, he's the only player that big clubs really want to sign because they know, put him in their team, he's going to win them championships. He's going to be their match winner. But all of a sudden, that's not good enough for Tottenham anymore. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, anyone that I hear defend Harry Winks, Dele Alli, and Ndombele, I will not, and Doherty, and more of them, I will not entertain a Kane debate with them anymore. I'm just saying it now. I will not entertain it because for me, it's absolute ludicrous. You don't actually want what's best for Tottenham. You want what's best for what you've been saying. And that's the only nuts and bolts of it. If you want the best for Tottenham, you would see that Harry Kane is not the problem at this team. I mean, I get it. People are angry with some of his slow start and stuff like that. I mean, it's his first time in 6 years that he started. That's took him this long to get going. But I mean, give the guy a break. At the end of the day, he is not the problem. The problem is further back the pitch. I mean, we all say about these players, we all talk about Levy and everything else, but then people want to make Harry Kane the problem. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I just won't be entertaining it anymore. I mean, because it's not for the goodness of Tottenham. It's just for the goodness of what you want to say and what you believe. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, anyone that wants to make this guy the problem. I mean, a guy that's carried this team, I don't know how long. Absolutely ridiculous. But big up Truth to Set You Free. Really appreciate the support, my man. And he also says what striker would have good games in this team. I mean, and this is what I've been saying before. I've said this before. You could put Haaland in this team. He's not going to score goals. You could put Ronaldo in this team. He's not going to score goals. I mean, you could put anybody in this team. They're not scoring goals. It's just not going to happen. You need to be able to create your chances, and it will come. I mean, the whole team's starting slow. Hopefully, Conte, the more he has to work with them, the more he can sort out a bit of a plan. But I agree with also what William and Kuva and everyone else was saying before. Like, do we really have the players that want to fight? No. I mean, let's be honest. We could all sit here and say, yeah, there's improvements we'd like to make to the first 11. But, I mean, we've more pressing issues about getting out some of the crap and getting in players to start competing and stuff like that. But, no, big up True Touch for you. I agree. What striker's going to score in this team? I mean, they just wouldn't. They just wouldn't, my man. But look, let's bring on the last guest of the evening. And it's Ellie.
Yeah,
Big up Ellie. Ellie Heiberg, 3 goals so far in the house. How are you keeping?
I've got the American flag behind me for Jack for Thanksgiving.
Appreciate it.
You know, 2 days late, but doesn't matter, does it? And it's for my birthday as well, because we've got an American girl joining our family. She's been with my nephew for quite a while. So they're going to get married next year. So that's another American.
Lovely.
That's our American connection. And I'm coming to America next
stronger.
year for my 60th. So, yes. And a few others are coming, I believe. Yeah.
By the way, happy belated birthday, Estelle.
Happy birthday. Hopefully, was it a relief that Spurs weren't playing then? Were you kind of disappointed? Did you want to watch Spurs on your birthday?
I wanted them to play because obviously I wanted the win. Right, and I thought I disagree with some of the fans. I thought we would have won because it would have been a reaction from Conte because he gave them a bollocking, didn't he? I mean, that bollocking would have gone right into the Burnley game, I believe, and they would have run their socks off. I think, you know, and they would have wanted to impress, especially the players who have been underperforming. And it wasn't our first team, remember? I know we should have won against Mura, the pub side, as the other guy said. I was laughing my head off when he said that.
Yeah, it's funny.
The Uber drivers.
Slovenian Uber drivers.
We've lost to many Uber drivers, haven't we?
Yeah, you know, clearly they know how to have a kickabout better than us.
Maybe we should send their players on an Uber driving course.
I mean, they would have the nicest cars out there for, you know, the Uber driving. It might be better at that than playing football.
Yeah, because Dele Alli's gone missing. He's not even an Uber driver, is he? He's not even driving a car.
I mean, I feel like with Dele Alli at the moment, Ellie, you could put a piece of paper and, you know, and a marker in front of him and he still wouldn't create anything. I mean, the guy just seriously just doesn't create anything anymore. He doesn't even pass it to Harry Kane. He didn't even pass it to Harry Kane multiple times in that Slovenian match as well.
With a guy that's got so much talent. We know he has. He just doesn't want to show it. And he's not bothered. He comes on the pitch like strolls around. He's more concerned what colours are in his hair, you know. And it's such a shame because he's such a talented player. And now we're going to sell him. We are going to sell him 100%. He's gone because Conte won't deal with that. I mean, Jose wasn't dealing with it. He just dropped him out. He dropped his arse out of the team, didn't he? Right. And it's just a shame because a lot of fans are disappointed because they're Delhi fans, you know, and they want him to come back to what he was, but he won't because he just hasn't got the attitude anymore. He doesn't care about football. He's more concerned with Fortnite, isn't he, and chasing women. But the thing is, he's such a young lad. The football can spoil a footballer if he allows it to, you know, and if the managers don't grab him. And obviously the managers didn't really care because they may not think he's all that, you know. But us fans, the first 2 seasons, he was incredible, you know. But don't matter. That's one down the pan, isn't it?
But now we're kind of being, kind of tortured by all 3 midfielders when you think about it,
I know.
Ellie. Tongi kind of tortured us. Dele Alli's, should have been long gone. Gio Lo Celso's not really cutting it either. Those are 3 players all in the same position, all the same type of midfielder and everything that just aren't cutting it, which is just horrible.
I want to see if Conte can get a tune at the latter 2, Ndombele and Lo Celso, because everybody says they can't play together, but I believe they can. But he has to play Lo Celso in the right position. Look, Conte's a smart manager. He can get a tune out of these players. He can even get a tune out of Dele if Dele wanted it, you know. But Dele don't want it, so he's gone. Right, so Ndombele, he's worth investing in, because although he hasn't been showing what he can show, I'm sure Conte is working on him, and he's got his fitness coaches. They need to get his attitude right as well, because when he comes on the pitch, it's like he strolls on the pitch and he's got that ambient stroll, hasn't he? And it looks like he's not interested, but then he'll do something like magical, but it's not enough. You can't just do 1 or 2 magical things. You've got to be there. In this league, it's the toughest league in the world, isn't it, lads? Right?
Yeah.
So you've got to be on your game, because you'll get swallowed up, you know. And the other players who are not as talented as Ndombele in the other midfield, you saw it against Arsenal. You know, they got swallowed up. Even Højbjerg, who's like our general, struggled because he was trying to cover everybody's mistakes. And I'll never put down Højbjerg. I know he's getting a lot of stick, but I'm thinking he's the only one. And Skippy's been very good in patches here and there, you know, but he's still young. He's still learning the game. So I believe Skip and Højbjerg are our 2 stalwarts in midfield. We just need one more creative to give these 2 other lads competition so that they can fight for their place, you know.
Just on Højbjerg, Ellie. Just on Højbjerg, because I hear a lot of people put him down, but then want to play Dele Alli midfield, centre attacking midfielder, striker, next to be calling to be backup instead of Galini. I mean, but they put down Højbjerg in the same breath. Now they're putting down a guy who he has the most passes in the Tottenham team in the Premier League with 843. He has the second most tackles with 33. 1 behind Emerson, who is also another player put down, saying he's not good defensively, even though he's the most tackles in the team. So again, I don't understand it. And he has the second most goals in the Premier League for Tottenham with 2. So, you know what I mean? Like, people that put this guy down, I just don't understand it. Like, the stats, so the stats just don't really add up, you know? Either they want to run from the truth, or else I just don't get why at this club right now we are generating a culture of where we're putting down our better players, the ones that are thrown out there week in, week out, the ones that are put out there with some of this shit in some of the littler games, who can do nothing about it, because you do need a team to win a game. I mean, but we're putting them down. I don't understand why.
I think his fans are shallow, right? They just pick on players, right, because they don't particularly like them, right, or they just don't watch the player. I mean, I watch Højbjerg like a hawk because I love him. I think he's a fantastic footballer because he's got everything. He's got strength, attitude. He plays for the team. He fights for the ball. He's scoring goals this season. He's got 3 so far. You know, I mean, what other midfielder in the Premier League has contributed as much as him? And then he gets slagged off by the fans. I just don't get it. All right, he's not the speediest footballer, but he's an intelligent footballer. He uses his brain, and all the other players should be pulling up their socks, right? Because there's Kane's pulled up his socks now, right? Earlier on in the season, when he didn't get his move, you could see he was like he wasn't really interested, but now he is interested. Now we've got Conte at the helm, and I don't believe Conte's going to go to Man United, by the way. I just don't believe that. I think he's here for the long haul because he sees this club as a progressing club, right? We could get to the heights of the Manchester Uniteds and the Chelseas. Chelsea was nothing 35 years ago. They were nobodies, right? They were in the bloody second division, the old first championship now. They were no one until Abramovich came in and bought them. He nearly bought us as well. So let's get it right. Right? Spurs will be great again. We just need the right man. We've got him now, right? We've got Conte. Why would we let him go to Manchester United? The only reason he's going to go to Man United if these players don't react to him and he doesn't get backed by Levy and Lewis. Yeah, that's the only reason. Because we're just as good a club, if not better than all of them. We've got a fabulous history. We've got fantastic players who've played for us. We've got to remember this, right? We're not just some small-time club. We're not Chelsea, right? They get all the plaudits because they've won the Champions League twice. We got to the Champions League final on pretty much an average team and a brilliant two strikers up front. All right, Sonny and Kane. Kane was fire on all cylinders, and then Moura chipped in when Kane was injured. He stepped up. So look, we've got the basis of a team. Moura, Kane and Son. We build the team. We get a creative midfielder so that they can score the goals and they don't have to run their socks off because the other lot are not pulling their weight. Because you see what Kane does. He drops into midfield because he's thinking, what's going on? Where's my assists? Yeah? So there you go. All we need is 2 or 3 more players to make this team really a challenging team. And not just a challenging team for the top 4. I believe next season, Paratici and Conte, they've got big plans for Spurs. They don't want to fail. They want to be successful. They're successful men. They're winners, and they will make our team winners. They'll pull us up from the mire, and they know who the deadwood are. They're going to ship them out, and there's going to be a project rebuild. And I'm telling you, Spurs are going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to the Pochettino style of play as well, because Conte likes that as well.
Yeah,
he does. He doesn't like conceding goals, nor did Poch.
Yeah,
and that's why they did that press. We were so brilliant under Poch with that press. When I was watching Spurs, I was so proud to be a Spurs fan. I want to have that feeling again, and I believe Conte will bring those days back to us.
Yeah. No, look, hopefully he can. Hopefully he can. Look with Paratici, that's if he's not in prison by next year, and you just don't know.
I just hope he's not guilty like Harry Redknapp. They're always after our men, aren't they? But what we can do if he is found guilty, we'll have to find another director of football, and I'm sure Conte can tap somebody up. Because he's got his connections in Italy and other countries that he's been.
Yeah.
That's one good thing. Anybody would want to work with Conte, wouldn't they?
Yeah, hopefully.
Why would they turn that down? Come on.
Yeah, that's true. The truth sets you free.
I'll go.
Yeah, stop. The truth sets you free says Trump said Burnley had fake snow because they were afraid of our Winky. I mean, truth sets you free when you see them turning on the sprinklers. You already know what they're doing. We're not stupid. They're trying to make the pitch icy again so that the game would be called off. We're not stupid. But look, it is what it is. Truth sets you free. Afraid of Harry Winks. I don't even think. I honestly, no one's afraid of that guy. He's just loser.
I don't even think an under-18s player probably is afraid of Harry Winks if he were to step on the pitch. No. Can't even find me something that's afraid of Winky. Find me something that's afraid of a Winky. I really wouldn't know. But to bottom Duda says ready for Man United gegenpress nonsense. Yeah, they're kind of like Liverpool fans, to a degree, and Chelsea fans, they kind of just wherever the wind blows, they'll just sing the tunes, they'll sing the sounds. Of all the basically anybody that comes in, they were basically loving Ollie, then they slammed Ollie. Now they're going to be all over Ralph Ragnick and his kind of style. I will say it's a fair appointment. He's going to hopefully, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want him. Everybody wants him to fail, but he probably will do quite well when you think about it. But yeah, I mean, they're just all of a sudden going to pretend to be gegenpress, experts. They're going to be somehow like, pretending as if they've watched like seasons on seasons of Bundesliga. It's going to become honestly just so unbearable. It really is. Just when you're like, why can't they just be like us and just be down in the dumps for, weeks, if not seasons? They get to sign somebody like that. And now all of a sudden they're going to be acting like it's the second coming of Christ and everything. It's just, I don't know. It's especially, I mean, they're going to pretend to be the biggest gegenpress experts. It's really just going to be quite pathetic. It's going to be really quite pathetic.
You're funny, Jack, man.
Big up the ball, do and big up Truth Set You Free for the support. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Ellie, what else is on your mind? What else do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about, well, the big project is to get Levy out, isn't it? Because like Brian Daigle and everything, and your previous caller said that Joe Lewis is the problem, right? It's a big thing,
Yeah.
We need somebody running our club who's got our best interests at heart, and like. If you look at the last 21 seasons, right, we've won one cup, haven't we? Which is a disaster. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We've let it go on. And like we've plodded along for 21 seasons with one cup in our trophy cabinet. And I don't want other fans to take the piss out of us. You know what I mean? Like I walk down the road and I see an Arsenal fan, a Chelsea fan, and they're like gloating. Even Arsenal fans, they've won 3 FA Cups in 5 seasons. That's like 2 more than us at least, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a joke. It's just like I want our club to be great again, so that I can go to Wembley and feel confident that we're going to win a cup. And then last season is a joke. We get to the League Cup final, and we sack our manager 6 days before. Yep. I mean, who is running our club? It's ridiculous what they're doing. It just pains me. It breaks my heart for this club to be run like that. And we're us as fans, you see what happened when the last game against Man United and we lost 3-0 and we saying Levy out. Right, that was a big Levy out. I was in that stand. Yeah. And it was amazing. It was like a euphoria of Levy out. All the fans had had enough. And when he took off Lucas Moura, especially, because Lucas Moura is a fan favourite, all right, obviously, because he scored that hat-trick against Ajax, he'll always be like up there, won't he? Regardless of what he performs like. He's always held on a pedestal, right? But I just feel that didn't get him out. He reacted, didn't he? And he thought, right, who am I going to get in now? Conte. It's the only man who's going to appease the fans. Yeah. Yeah. And like we've had 2 wins, a draw, and a loss under Conte, right? And he won't take no shit. That loss will hurt him. He's probably turning his bed now, thinking of ways how to inspire this team. Because there are players there with talent. We know we've got them. We've just got to gel them and make them play as a team. All of them, not just cliques. And we've got to make them play for 90 minutes, not 50 minutes or 45 minutes. Against Leeds, we were atrocious in the first half. We were dire. We were Eric Dyer. That's what we were. And then the second half, he had his talk. And it worked because they had.
I think the fans booing them off at half time had as well.
Yeah, it was like a rocket up their arse, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, you bloody idiots! You got the talent. Go and beat Leeds, who've got 4 players missing, who are their star players.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got Dan James scoring and doing that stupid celebration. I wanted to throw my shirt at him, when he done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was in the disabled section as well because I'd swapped my ticket, my brother's ticket, for the disabled section because of my broken foot. It's a lot easier. They take you up by lift, and they took me into the players' lounge afterwards, and I saw, I think it was Jeff Brazier, if I'm right. Yeah, because I saw the back end of him, and he's got blonde hair. And it was such a good experience to win the match. And Højbjerg scored, which was amazing for me, as you know.
Yeah, I'd
And
say you were loving
it
life.
was a brilliantly worked goal, wasn't it? I know he scuffed the shot a bit, but he
Yeah.
still went into the bottom corner, and I was so happy. And then when Reggie scored, I was even happier because I'm thinking Reggie, he's been told to do that, to follow the ball in, and he
Yeah.
listens. The boy
Yeah.
listens. He's a clever footballer, and that
Yeah.
wing back position with Davis behind. All right, Davis is not the best, but he'll give his all, regardless of how shit he is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex, he is shit, but still, we have to play him. We have to play him because there's no one else apart from Lavinia. I think he's a left back.
Yeah.
He's a
Right
young
back, I think
kid.
he is. No, he's right back.
He's the right back. So
Yeah.
we must have a left back in the academy or the
They
under.
brought in a guy on trial there over the weekend from he's playing first team for South End, I believe, and they brought him in on trial. So
Yeah, let's see, because they know Davis is not the article, is he? He's not the finished article. He's never been the article. In fact, we should have shipped him out a lot longer ago. But I think he's going to get his testimonial, isn't he? He will, because I think he's a manager's favourite because he always gives his all, even though his all is not good enough. We know it, but he does try hard. He's a trier, isn't he? At least he tries. But he's he's not up to scratch.
It's a sad day. It's a sad day, or a sad indictment of where we are when we're talking about a trier being good enough. You know, it really is.
What I mean? We're Tottenham.
Kind of shows. I know it kind of shows how bad we have fallen. So it has.
We should start thinking that we're Tottenham Hotspur. We're a glorious club, and buy glorious players who will bring glory back to our club. Don't buy also rans. Don't go for the bargain bucket or the low knees. Go for the top players. Now we've got a top manager and a top director of football. There's no excuse now. I'm not taking any excuses.
Yeah.
Because I didn't before, but they were just piling in Vinicius and all the other crap they're bringing in.
Yeah.
They're not good enough for Spurs.
Yeah.
They're not even good enough for my husband's team, QPR.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true.
Settle for third or fourth best. They're not even second best, these players.
I know.
They're mirror levels. They're not even good enough to, beat a Slovenian Uber driver team when you think about it, Ellie. That's their level. I completely agree.
Yeah. Well,
we've got to start thinking like a big club. We've got the big manager, the big director of football. Now we've got the big stadium. Now let's get the big team.
And that starts with the fans not putting down our best players as well. So it does.
Yeah.
But look, Ellie, really appreciate the time. Really appreciate you coming on.
Yes.
I hope you did have a good birthday.
Thank you for giving me the time as well.
No,
I had a lovely birthday. I really did. We went to a lovely restaurant in Enfield as well, so we didn't go down to the West End because my husband hurt his ribs, and we didn't want it to drive all the way down to the West End, so we kept it local. We had a lovely time. I had a lovely bit of steak.
Nice.
Oh, bit of pepper sauce on that bad boy. Pepper sauce.
I love a bit of steak. That's what we need at Spurs. A nice bit of steak player.
What sauce did you have on the steak?
I had peppercorn.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Very nice. Portobello mushrooms and really lovely French fries done with herbs. Really lovely.
Stop it! Stop it! You're teasing me. I have a chicken and stuffing dinner there that I'm going to eat now in a minute. You're absolutely teasing me. So
Bring your dinner, David. I know you love your grub.
Oh, I love my dinner. Honestly, do you know what it is? I've been cooking it all day, right? I put everything into individual pots, cooked it up for action. And it's just sitting there teasing me now. It's just sitting there teasing me now.
The smell. And what are you having, Jack? Are you having anything nice?
Actually don't have to worry about, what I've been cooking because, since I'm over here for at least, a week, with the parents, it's whatever they decide to cook, which, takes a lot of stress off of me now. But then when I'm back home in New York.
Dad tried to walk in the background, didn't he?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give him a lecture on that. But definitely, very, very happy, to not have to worry about cooking so much, but I do actually, David knows, I do actually love to cook. So sometimes I I get to miss out on, kind of doing it myself. But yeah, definitely looking forward to dinner. Dinner's not for about an hour and a half though. So, maybe I might just have a bit of a snack.
Yeah. When I come over to New York, we'll have to go to the best restaurant. You can choose it. I'll leave it up to you.
I don't know if I can
choose
do
the
that,
best
Ellie. There are a lot of good
restaurant.
restaurants. There are a lot of expensive restaurants.
If you let Jack choose it,
moderate.
If you let Jack choose it, you'll be having ramen.
It's going to be my 60th.
Yeah, well,
It's going
we'd
to
be
be a
eating pot
special
noodle
thing, so I'll
if
let
I
you
chose
choose.
it. We'd be
I'll
eating
let
pot
you
noodle if I
choose.
chose it.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you, money's not a question here because it's my 60th, and I can't wait to come. It's going to be in June as well, so I'm not going to wait till my birthday, November. It's freezing then. We're going to come in the summer, which is nicer.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, you're dead right.
Sounds lovely.
Look, Ellie.
By then, we might have had a trophy in the cabinet.
Yeah,
hope
we'll be drinking the
We can
champagne from a
celebrate.
trophy. We'll be drinking the champagne from a trophy.
Yeah.
But it's good to have you,
someone
Ellie.
who's
It's good to
first.
catch up with you.
Thank
And we'll be
you.
seeing you very soon.
Thank you, lads. I really appreciate you letting me come on.
I appreciate you taking the
and I'll
time to
see
come
you
on.
You
the
as
next
well.
Stream.
You as
I'll
well.
see you soon, Ellie.
Catch you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Absolutely brilliant call there from Ellie, guys. Absolutely brilliant, as always. And as she'd say herself, saving the best to last. Absolutely love it. Jack, couple of super chats here.
Yep, William Kelly says, yep, but difference with Chelsea is that they have an owner that backs their manager. We have owners that don't spend. I mean, it's just you're just singing from the hymn sheet as you were earlier, and you're calling William Kelly.
Colin.
I mean, it was a brilliant calling. You were singing from the hymn sheets. You were absolutely, speaking the truth. I mean, that's kind of the thing I would take an Abramovich any day. I really don't care, what, implications there are, with an Abramovich, now these days, we consider what, qualifies as a football owner nowadays. Honestly, an Abramovich is almost like a good little boy, a good little schoolboy when you think about it nowadays. So seriously, I would take an Abramovich. The guy actually likes football. You can tell the guy actually likes supporting teams. He wants to see his team win. He's the kind of a guy that sits at, the big gold, circular table, gets to brag about how well his team does. He's quite ruthless when it comes to sacking managers. The moment he sees it's not going well, he gets rid of it. He brings in all the right players. When he even had that transfer ban, he just saved up the money to spend $200 million, the following window. I mean, in a way, when it comes to at least spending and supporting your club, Abramovich is a bit of a dream. I hate to say it. He's a bit of a dream. I could not agree more. And seriously, he's the polar opposite of a Levy. He's polar opposite. And he says, I hope you're right, Ellie. I truly hope so. I think that's just, maybe she was just, when it comes to her optimism of getting some of these players out and, maybe just supporting, the likes of Harry Kane and Sonny and whatnot. I think that's maybe what he's referring to. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just shifting the deadwood. Shifting the deadwood out, like you said earlier, William Kelly, is a lot harder than it looks. It might take 2-3 seasons to ship out all this deadwood. It really might, or just might have to wait till some of their contracts run out, unfortunately. But big yourself up, William Kelly, and we'll be seeing you next week, my man. We'll be seeing you next week. The bottom Duda says 6.6 million Spurs fans on Twitter. Get them here. Best channel ever. Really appreciate it, my man. Really appreciate it. Let us know if we're saying your name wrong, though, as well, because especially David and I, we do want to hopefully say it right, or at least to the best of our ability. But big yourself up, Duda, as well. As I really appreciate the support. And also, if you want to feel free to ask any other transfer questions, head on over to our second channel where you definitely would find, some content that I can tell you would enjoy. But always feel free to tune in every single Irish Hotspur stream, as well as flatcapeurotalk stream, where you can get all of your fix of, what David and I have to say. And I really appreciate the support, my man. I really do. It's also good. It's a new member of the army, new member of the Harris Army. Big yourself up, my man. Good to have you, and we'll be seeing more of you.
Yeah, big up, and really appreciate it, my man. And look, you and everybody else out there, you can help us keep spreading the word, keep dropping it to people, keep telling them about it. Look, why not even sneak into other chats and recommend it? I mean, why not do that? Do it. Get them all over here. I really appreciate it about them. I really do appreciate the support, my man. Big yourself up. But look, guys, there we have it. Another fan show done and dusted. All you guys coming in. I mean, it is our favorite show of the week. We love hearing what you have to say. It's absolutely brilliant. But look, honestly, just quickly a few things. Make sure you get over to the flatcapeurotalk. Make sure you get over there, check it out. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. It is your Bible for the January transfer window. I mean, any player that you can imagine that you think might need that you might need to know about. I mean, the flatcapeurotalk has it. So make sure you do get over there and check it out. The link is here. So make sure you do click on that. Get over there and check it out, guys. Please do. It'll be a massive help to myself
Brian.
and Jack. Wow, Mr. Socrates. Wow, you're too kind, Brian. Too kind. I hope you're keeping well. I hope that job aren't running you ragged, my man. I hope they stop running you ragged. I mean, Jack, the guy's barely had time to let his arse hit a seat since Conte's come in. You know, I feel bad for him. All he wants to do is just enjoy the Conte revolution, and he can't. But he says, lads, Conte has now finalised his naughty list to get out for Xmas. That he has, and I love the way you've done that. He says, quality signings incoming. Conte is the man to fix stuff, but if he's not back, I'm going to lose it. We want our Spurs back. Big up the panel and guest. All legends. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army.
Miss our philosopher.
Before I let Jack in, Socrates the philosopher. My man, I want to get you on one of these, and I'm not going to stop until I get you on one of these Mondays, my man. So make sure you do come in and have a chat with us. But Jack, what do you want to say to Mr. Socrates?
I miss my philosopher, Brian. I miss you. I absolutely miss you. He just comes in. He just like we've always said before. And Brian is probably the best example of this. You know, David and I will probably talk for hours on end, you know, trying to get our point across. And Brian can do it in basically a sentence or two. I mean, the guy is really that efficient. He's that brilliant. And honestly, that's what I'm going to start calling the Deadwood list, you know, since, you know, hopefully getting some of this Deadwood out of the club be something I would ask for Christmas. I mean, that's all I really want at the end of the day. So I'm going to start calling them, instead of the Deadwood list, I'm going to start calling it the naughty list, just like you said, Brian. See, I'm going to start calling our Deadwood in the naughty list. You know, they definitely will be getting coal in the stocking and an expired contract for Christmas. That's all they're going to be getting. And also, I do want those quality signings. And I feel like if Conte gets those quality signings, we'd be seeing a whole new Spurs. Whether we're going to see those quality signings in January is up for debate. But at this rate, you know, Brian C., I would say even just getting any sort of players into the building that maybe Conte wants, you know, I feel like it'd just be a major improvement. Like, seriously, just something new, just a change of pace, just a different player, just a different name on the back of a kit will probably be better than what we're used to at the moment. I'm not kidding. Like, I really feel like the bar is so low at this time. So really, you know, any sort of quality will probably improve this team dramatically. And honestly, I feel like, you know, just like a lot of people, and I can tell you would as well, Brian C., you know, when maybe if he doesn't get backed, if he doesn't get the backing, like Jose didn't get the backing, like Poch didn't get the backing, it's going to be pitchforks and torches on those planes headed over to London. It'll be pitchforks and torches, you know, headed outside the stadium. And hopefully Levy knows that. Hopefully he knows he can't just do what he did before, where he just waved a magic wand and just expected a manager to do something with the exact same set of Dross players. He needs to get the backing too. It's a two-part system, Levy. You need to back the manager, get in a quality manager, but also get in quality players to help that manager succeed. You can't just do one of them and expect to have both. You can't just do one of it. Bring in the quality players. You already have a quality manager. The job is not done, Levy. The job is not done. But Brian C., as always, really appreciate the support, really appreciate the vibe. Thank you for shouting out all these wonderful guests that we've had on tonight. You're an absolute legend, my man. And like I said, I kind of have missed you. I've missed my philosopher.
No, definitely. We've missed you, Brian, and work has been killing them. But Brian, look, I've said this. You look at what Conte's kind of saying after the last games. It's come around a lot earlier than like when Jose started saying these things and stuff like that. So look, it's a bit worrying, but I agree with you. Look, if he's not back, I'm going to lose my shit. I mean, it's the only way out of it, to be honest with you. It's the only way out of it, you know, by backing this guy. He's the guy to bring you out of it. I mean, the board have put us in this mess. Why can't they find the cash to take us out of this mess, Brian? But look, honestly, big yourself up, Brian. Absolutely love it. And really appreciate the super chat. Really appreciate the support, my man. I mean, you have no idea. Look, maybe we can put it towards getting some quality players in Brian. Maybe we can start the Irish Hotspur transfer fund, a GoFundMe, and then whatever we raise, we can give it to the club towards transfers. I think that's what we might have to start doing. But big up, Brian C. I hope you are keeping well, my man. And I hope to see you very, very soon. And look, after Christmas, tell work to lay off you. And I hope to see you in the chat an awful lot more, my man. Big yourself up, Brian C. Hope you enjoyed the evening. What an absolute man as well. Giving everybody a shout out, saying they're all brilliant. That's what I love to see.
My man, Brian. Thank you for the generosity as well, Brian. Very, way too kind of you. But really, like I said, I've missed you. I've missed you, my philosopher. I've missed you, brother. And it's good to have you back. Before I think we go, everybody, just want to quickly say, since we're kind of winding down here, we're finishing everything off. I did put Josh's channel down here so everybody can check out, him, and don't miss his 24-hour stream. Don't miss the video that he's already put out. It's in the channel, right? It's in the link right there. You can't miss it, everybody. It's right there for you. Really big yourselves up, though, for joining us. Thank you very much for sticking around. But everybody, after this, even right now, if you feel like, since we are ending it up, head on over to Josh's channel, please.
Yeah. And the truth sets you free, says Manscaped Coat for the boys. Yeah, look, one last time, my man. One last time. Look, it is flat cap. That's the code you need to put in to get your extra discount, my man. Big yourself up, truth sets you free. Don't worry, we have you looked after over here, my man. Big yourself up. And guys, do get over and check out Josh's stream. The actual charity stream it's on New Year's Day. It's a whole month away. Make sure you mark it down in the calendar. But please, look, I see a lot of people saying in the chat, shout it out, shout it out, shout it out. Look, I've already been in contact with Josh. He knows I'm supporting it, and he knows I'll continue to support it, and I will give it a shout out. So we will shout it out. Just please do calm down and relax. We will shout it out. Do not worry. I'm fully behind it. We're fully behind it here. So we will shout it out. But honestly, a big up, everybody. Really appreciate all the support today. Everybody tuning in. Really appreciate all the guests for coming on as well that make the show what it is. Really appreciate everybody who smashed that like button, who smashed that subscribe button, everybody who shares the streams as well. You're an absolute massive help. And really appreciate you all, and really appreciate everybody who's helped support the channel financially. But look, guys, I'm off to have some dinner, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow, 9:30. We'll be streaming every night this week, so make sure you stay tuned, and we'll see you back here soon. Come on, you Tottenham, and in Conte we trust.
Conte we trust. Come on, you Spurs.